Take Route 66 west and you'll find it teetering on the razor's edge of the Pacific. Sprawling city built on the bones of old Hollywood and illuminated by sodium light. Folks used to call this place the City of Angels, but these days it sports a new name, taken from the explosive chemicals used in black and white film, flash paper, and gunpowder, and evoking the volatile human chemistry of this strangely transformed landscape. Today, most people call this place Nitrate City. It's an urban jungle of raw nerves and heightened emotions, where mad scientists, chalk-skinned vampires, werewolves, swamp monsters, and the reanimated dead exist alongside and as private detectives, femme fatales, Don Juans, and gun-toting gangsters of every stripe. It's a place where the boundaries that separate monster from mobster and cops from living corpse blur with every flicker of the lamplight. It's a place where everyone has a secret to keep, even you. Welcome to the RPG Exploration Society. I am Michael Holmes, and I will be your game master for tonight. And tonight, we are playing Evil Hat Productions' Nitrate City, which is a setting for their Fate system. And before we get too far into the meat of tonight, the rotten meat.
Did someone say meat?
Let's go around the table and introduce ourselves and what you're playing tonight. Let's start with my left.
Hi, I'm Eric, and tonight I'm playing Murphy, the robot detective. He is RoboCop, but he wears a fedora, and he looks like one of the robots from Fallout New Vegas. He's basically Yes Man from Fallout New Vegas, but a cop.
In
Like
the
you
50s in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm Mac Beauvais, and tonight I'm playing Lenora Clifton. She's a lounge singer and a werewolf, and she will tear your face off if you don't like her singing.
So we have that to look forward to. Over here on the far end of the table on my right.
I'm Blythe, and I'm playing Lottie Simmons. She's an android starlet.
Fantastic. And speaking of tearing down the boundaries between the real world and the fake world, to my right we have the real-life Kid Stardust from Mask Season 1, Mandy Moss.
Hi. So I am going to be playing. Did you want me to give you the name? We were having a whole thing over whether he wanted the name.
Yes. Let's.
You still want the name now?
Let's make the name.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We wanted to maybe do a whole thing. I'm Mandy Moss, and I am going to be playing Vera Malloy, who is a creature. She's a creature, and she's also a madam.
And we'll get into the specifics after that. Nick, in response to your question, I don't. Okay. So what do we want to do about that? Do I need to,
lump it
if I stay
for
perfectly
everybody.
still,
Yeah, don't worry
is that
about
okay?
it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Apparently my shirt is kind of strobing in the camera, which
Yeah,
I
we
really
forgot
should
that
have thought
there's
of.
a style sheet of don't wear checks. But
And that's why this is a one-shot.
There's
You
a
just poke your
cardigan,
head up
and
above.
you
Yeah,
can
you
wear
want my cardigan and my dress?
Well, actually,
I would say you wear my hoodie.
all right. We're going to have a little crossover with Mass Effect.
I don't think I'm going to get cold. It's pretty warm in here.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite asymmetrical woman's
Also,
hoodie
that-
on the
That
Citadel.
monitor's not on, so we can't see when people donate and thank them.
this water's not on.
No, because somebody donated right as we were starting.
Followed or something.
They followed.
And I was going to say, everybody's got a secret to keep, even you.
I want
Yeah,
that
yeah.
hoodie.
Untuck it.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. It looks nice.
Oh,
on
Even you,
there.
James V. 1971.
Donate.
All right.
Thank you for resubbing, James V. 5 times over.
Damn.
That's a lot of time.
That is a lot of times. Okay, so as I mentioned, tonight we are going to be using the Fate system, which, if you haven't played before, is wicked simple and wicked versatile. The basic game mechanic,
And just wicked, wicked.
it's wicked, and this game is wicked. Is that better, Nick?
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, it is. Yeah.
It's a good thing I'm not warm or anything.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
I mean, I'll steal it, it's
Actually,
fine.
if we could switch to the dice cam real quick, and either Blythe or Mac just roll the dice under there real quick. The basic crux of the game
Fail.
is you roll 4 dice for any time you want to resolve any conflict mechanic, and you try to add up the pluses and minuses. As is probably to be expected, more pluses is a good thing. Each character has a set of stats, which in different versions of Fate are called approaches, and there's like clever, strong, lefty, curly,
No,
No,
doc.
there's
Happy, dopey,
flashy,
sleepy.
forceful.
Thank you. Yes, flashy,
Wait.
forceful, so on and so forth. But in Nitrate City, the 4 approaches are action, comedy, drama, and horror. So every time the characters want to accomplish something, they can, in theory, add whatever plus they have with the stats to the die roll. So if Mandy, say, is trying to accomplish something with comedy, she's got a 2 in that. It's not a really great roll. That actually,
you roll
it would
that?
be a 0. It would be a
yeah, that would actually cancel out completely.
Oh, that wasn't
That's-
in the dice box.
It's
what
all
I
right.
have
It's
in
all
the
right.
dice box is canceling out right now.
Great. So there
Hey.
you go. They also have stunts, which are their special powers. They have aspects, which are things about their personalities that can either be activated with a fate point, which, by the way, you all get 3 fate points. Let's use these handy dandy little campaign coins.
You'll see.
Also, all of their aspects have negative connotations, which, if invoked, can get them back fate points. So if you can think of something clever to do, to say make a werewolf chase after a car, or make a TV on wheels, remember what it was once like to be a man, then the players can get fate points back. Stunts, blah, 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 blah. And I think that's it. So let's dig into the Nitrate City setting a little more past just the flavor text in the setting book itself, which is pretty great. In 1948, in the world of Nitrate City, something happened that scientists and theologians have referred to as the flicker effect. And basically, it was this very localized metaphysical event that tore apart the fabric of reality, allowing creatures from monster movies and movie serials and that kind of thing.
Like Count Chocula.
Like Count Chocula may be there. I don't know.
Oh, you meant the other kind of cereal. Sorry.
Yes, like Republic cereals. To bleed over into our reality and become enmeshed with it. Now, there are characters in this reality that remember how things were before the Flicker event happened. There are people transported from other realities who swear that they've been here the whole time.
And that Shazam was a movie.
I
And
was
that
just
Shazam
about
was a
to
movie
say.
with Sinbad.
The Berenstein Bears.
Yes.
And then there are these
They're all in
sad
that
bastards that kind of live somewhere in this twilight where they're not really sure where they fit in the world of Nitrate City. And Nitrate City is what they call Hollywood nowadays. There is a detective. There's a branch of the LAPD called the Night Squad, which are made up of ghoulies and ghosties and long-legged beasties and things that go bump in the dark, and also Murphy. And they are tasked with investigating the less mundane aspects of crime in Los Angeles in 1958. Anybody have any questions before we start?
Let's do this.
Okay, actually, chat, I'm going to ask you a question right off the top here. Give me a radio station that could exist in Nitrate City. K something, 3 letters.
Let's happen it.
Let's happen it. All right. It is a balmy spring evening. It's a little overcast just as the sun is setting. Crowds beginning to funnel in. Karloff's down on Western. It's a little bit of a seedy joint, but the hipsters seem to dig it. Cheap drink. Covers cheap. Entertainment tends to be stimulating. And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage for your listening pleasure tonight, give her your hands up for Lenora. Piano starts to vamp.
You want a little of that, huh? You had plenty money, 1922. You let other women make a fool of you. Why don't you do right like some other men do?
Woo! And the crowd goes wild. You don't have to keep singing unless you want to, quietly to yourself. But the evening kind of goes on without incident, and you get several standing ovations. And
Expect no less.
after a few hours on the stage, you get to take a break, and the next act comes up. It's a quartet made out of anthropomorphic skeletons who. They're the guys from Corpse Bride. You see where I'm going from this, right? Yeah. Okay. And
They're all Danny Elfman.
exactly. The bartender Harry actually takes you aside and he's like, "Lenore, you were fantastic tonight. Whiskey neat, right?"
Yeah.
All right. And he slides you up a glass, and underneath is what looks like a cocktail napkin. But as you lift your glass up, you notice that there's actually very fancy script on it and a telephone number. Somebody dropped that off for you earlier. I know.
Was it another creep?
I don't know. This guy looked pretty legit.
Describe legit.
Well, you know, he had a nice suit, nice tie. He certainly didn't look like he belonged here.
Doesn't mean he's not a creep.
That's true. Appearances can be deceiving. By the way, Harry is invisible, or rather, his skin's invisible. So he's more like the visible man, the model kit, you know? He's a little off-putting, but he's super nice.
I like it better when I can't see their faces.
You do know just what to say to make a guy feel special. Hey, not for nothing. I think he's in pictures. I think you should call him. But I'm not your manager. This is between y'all.
You really think so?
I do. With a set of pipes like yours and your other myriad skills, sure, why shouldn't you be in pictures?
If he turns out to be a creep, I'm coming for you, though.
You know where to find me. Hard to miss me. Because I got no skin.
Gets me every time, Harry.
Um,
Every time.
So the rest of the evening goes off without incident. You call a cab, you get back to your studio apartment on Gower and Sunset. You go to sleep. You got a call from your agent towards the end of the day about a very special event that they wanted you to attend the next night. Now, I don't know a lot about it. They gave me the address, they gave me the price point that you will get paid, and they just said to wear something nice. Do you think you could do that?
Oh, of course.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but you do have to tell me how much I'm getting paid.
Well, I mean, you know, there's what you get paid and there's what I get paid. I mean, that's our agreement, right?
Well, you know, I'm real good with numbers.
No, you're not. That's why you're my best client. Anyway, kid, how does $50 for 3 hours worth of work sound to you? All right, I can hear the sigh on the other end of the phone.
I mean, I do that.
I-
In 2017.
You know, it's just,
No, really, how does $50 for 3 hours of work sound? Because I'm all about that right this second.
it sounds fine.
Look, okay, hey, all right. You know, right?
You just know I have, you know, I'm an immigrant. I got some bills to pay.
It's all right. It's all right. Listen, all you got to do is go to this party. You're going to talk to some industry people and just sort of, you know, zhuzh up the joint. 3 hours, $50.
All right, all right.
I'll
I can
send a
do that.
taxi over at 6 p.m., all right?
Sounds great.
All right. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite, because I know the building you live in. As you're sitting on your charging dock, the chief comes in, and he's an African-American man, about 50 years old. He's got a scar from about here to about here that he got in World War II. They just call him the chief. Murphy!
Chief.
You kind of flicker to life, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
My screen goes on.
Hope I didn't interrupt any of your sweet dreams there.
I do not dream.
That's what they tell me about you. You know, you're the funniest thing I ever did see. And I work in Nitrate City. I'm sorry, that was insensitive. They're making me go to these classes now, and, you know, there's an internal monologue that I lack. And I apologize to you about that, Murphy. Ah, God, I'm just making this worse. Okay. Listen, we're going to switch up your duty roster a little bit tomorrow night. Is that acceptable to your, what you call it?
Code.
Code, thank you.
This is acceptable.
Takes out a notebook, writes down what is clearly just the word code and underlines it 3 times. Puts it back in his pocket. I'm not good at the mumbo jumbo or the science, but some of our guys down at the lab have been noticing a kind of localized flicker effect pattern at a certain location in Hollywood. And, well, I know you're going to be on patrol anyway, but, you know, if maybe you let a couple of jaywalkers go and you just kind of, you know, lurk around the joint a little bit, would that be acceptable to your, you just said it.
Code.
Code, thank you. Yeah.
I will enforce the law as it is written. I will also take on this other task.
I appreciate it, Murphy. I also realized that these 3 NPCs have all just had the same voice. So next time we hear from the chief, he's going to sound slightly different.
I mean,
All right. So go back to whatever it is you're doing, and we'll wake you up. I'm going to go. Yeah.
He just kind of like it's kind of like the wall is like slightly shaped like him, and he just goes back into it.
You're basically just in the evidence room,
Yeah.
kind of in a corner. Yeah. There's a night watchman who kind of looks over from his TV and he just kind of goes back to it. He's watching religious programming, if you must know.
Oh, I thought it was the honeymoon.
No.
Can it be like creepy religious programming?
Oh,
Like
totally.
Deus Domine.
Oh, yeah,
Like
for
really
sure. Yeah,
super
yeah, yeah.
creepy, like Omen stuff.
Of course. It's
Cool.
Nitrate City.
That's all you got left at this point.
So, Miss Malloy, what is the name of your place of business?
The pantry.
And where is the pantry located?
It's down like off a kind of.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I almost said it with a straight face.
I'm sorry.
Off of
You got
like.
everything you're looking for.
Uh-huh. Oh, shoot, the
Whoop.
screen went off.
Yikes.
Oh, did I do that?
No, you're fine. You're fine. This is my bad. I'm not missing anything, but I just wanted to know.
We're off kind of in like the bleeding edge of like Koreatown and downtown.
Cool. Nick, what am I looking at real quick?
You asked for a radio station.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Those are some ideas that I called.
If there's any more, keep them coming, but I think the second one is probably the strong one. Okay, so Koreatown and...
Like Koreatown, downtown edge.
Okay, cool. So there's a patron who is finishing their session?
Session.
Their
No,
event?
Fine, that's fine.
Consultation?
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Did we establish what you do?
I said I was a
Did you?
madam.
Yeah,
right?
okay, yeah.
Mhm.
The bug-eyed madam.
Yeah, I mean you're playing a woman, but what does your character do?
Well, all of this is
Hey-o!
just all shocking. I'm playing a
I'm
woman.
glad you put a point in comedy.
Yeah. And as they come down, he's straightening his tie, he's putting his glasses up, he's slicking his hair back, and he's like, thank you, that was very enjoyable, Vera.
Great.
As usual. Now, I have an odd request to ask of you.
I doubt it's that odd.
No, I'm sure you get odd requests all the time. But one of the things that I value about our working relationship is your discretion. And as a sort of service, that I was wondering if you personally would be.
Why don't you get to the point?
Would you be my date tomorrow night? Not like that. Not like that. Not that you're not attractive. I mean, you're very attractive. I mean,
You don't need to butter me up, kid. What
There's
are you
so
trying?
many
What
types
is
and-
this? What is this about?
his name's Lenny, by the way.
Lenny. What is this about?
I have a business function to go to tomorrow night, and as you know, I'm in pictures. I'm a producer, and well, my wife and I are having a bit of difficulty.
All right. Why me and how much?
I feel like if we were seen in public together, it might lend a little bit of legitimacy to the amount of time that I spend at the pantry. You understand, don't you? Discretion in business.
That hardly seems like discretion, but if that's your idea of discretion, I hope it pays well.
I'm a producer. I take risks. Besides, everybody's wanted to be in the pictures at one time or another. Haven't you?
Yeah, well, we're not going to talk about those days. How much?
Wait, well, I don't know how. I know what I would pay normally to one of the counselors here, but for 3 or 4 hours on the town, as my guest, what would that be worth to you?
About 4 times what you usually are seeing Leota for. And that's me giving you a break because you're a good customer.
For
What's it worth to you? You want to trot me out and make me a spectacle, you got to pay me well.
Yes, you have a point. Yes, can consider it done. I'll wire you the money tomorrow afternoon, and I'll send a car for you.
Fact.
And we are going to be meeting at Mousson Frank's. Have
Oh,
you ever been?
excellent. I have. Oh, I have.
Yes, the gimlets are to die for. I hear
They
it's
are.
an investors party.
Oh.
We're trying this new sort of way to produce pictures. We're doing sort of sort of a crowdfunding campaign. Yes,
Sounds like a terrible idea, but
we're
I'll join
inviting
you all the same.
everybody that we would like to donate money to our cause, and then hoping that they share it with others, and so on and so forth.
Oh.
I'll wire the money. I'll send a car, and good night.
See you tomorrow, kid.
I feel like this is all building up to like that Roger Rabbit thing. It's like freeways. Who's gonna drive on the freeway?
freeway.
Yeah.
The bus. You can ride the bus
No,
for a nickel.
it's the billboards.
Yeah.
My God.
It'll be beautiful.
Burma shave? So as he's leaving and he shuts the door, it's probably about 9 or 10 at this point. You've gone home. You're kind of just prepping for tomorrow and hiding,
Not sleeping.
and you're dreaming of electric sheep.
I'm,
Did we find it?
occasionally, my old family, but those will get suppressed.
Sure, the reruns,
Yeah.
as the scientists call them.
Mhm.
Yeah. You can hear from the parlor the girls talking, and a voice from KFLR, the Flicker, the radio station where all the hits from all the dimensions are here and elsewhere. Something like that. KFLR, that's canon now. Also, one thing real quick. Basically, much like Masks, if you, the viewers have been following Masks, or if you guys played it, I know you two did. Basically, you can introduce things about the city or the story that are canon. We just kind of have to agree with them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
I'll wait for the right time.
And that was Little Nicky and the Bad Seeds with Red Right Hand. Weather's getting a little cloudy out there. Let's hope there's none of that devil's rain tonight, folks. I'm just kidding.
Gonna go see him.
Some random notifications of local interest about how they just built a brand new casino on the shores that's 13 stories tall.
Is the red rain literally a blood rain?
The Devil's Rain.
It's a devil's rain?
Yeah.
Can it be a blood rain?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I was testing out the limits of my
Oh,
abilities.
absolutely, yes. 100%. Nothing.
So sticky.
The first couple items don't really stand out to you, but they do mention kind of a localized flicker effect somewhere downtown, which the Night Squad are investigating. Lieutenant Isaac Silverman is on the case with his team. He declined comment, and he also conjectured something about the nature of the reporter's mother. Oh, Detective Silverman, we love you and everything you do for this city. And now, Tommy Waits with Christmas card from a hooker in Minneapolis. All right.
Click.
Click. And if you want, that's the end of your night.
Oh, you said what's the end of my night?
That is the end of your
Oh,
night.
yeah.
So as you all
Right.
kind of drift off into sleep or fugue states or whatever, there is the pitter-patter of blood rain on the roof. When the sun comes up the next morning, there are a bunch of...
I stick my head out the window and kind of rinse it a little.
It worked for Bathory.
By the way, what do you look like?
Oh, right.
You explained it to us
yeah.
before the stream started, but you didn't...
I am a cross between a, if the creature from the Black Lagoon and a toad had a thing, pretty much that.
had
So-
the thing?
Had the thing. Well,
Like Marvel's the thing? Or like...
I'm my own
Let's-
thing.
Or
Let-
Carpenter's.
Yeah, let's just
Right.
sit here for a while and
Let-
see what
Yeah,
happens.
she
That's
sticks
a whole
her
other-
head out the window and then
Yeah.
it comes off and it grows legs and crawls away.
Exactly.
We talking a swamp thing, a man thing, a John Carpenter's
Closer
thing?
to
Is
swamp
it a,
There's
is
so
it a
many things. I can't
giant-sized
keep track
man
of these
thing?
things.
So yeah,
I'm
I've
not
got,
sorry.
kind of
I'm not
the
sorry.
creature
A man
sort of
thing?
style.
Giant-sized man
You
thing.
know, gilly, they're not gills, but they're the flaps.
Frills, ripples.
Frill, yeah,
It's
yeah.
gills.
Are they
gill.
gills? Because I thought those are just for breathing.
Well,
no,
gills are for breathing.
Yeah, well, gills are, but not these.
But no, I mean, like
Oh, well, I mean,
in
he's
Monster
got
Squad,
a
when
They're
they...
webbing. They're more like fins.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, the webbing.
Yes. more
With
like
fingers.
fins.
Although when they called him Gillman in Monster Squad, I kind of assumed
you
that
go-
they were
that's
talking
right.
about those.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So either way, whatever they're called, maybe you know. Let us know.
You wake up in the morning and there's a bunch
big-
of the
big
public Department of Public Works people out on the road cleaning up the blood rain, because if you don't, it'll clot, and nothing gets that out.
It's so awkwardly brown.
Your landlord is knocking on your door. Nora!
What do you want?
Hey, kid. Look, I absolutely hate to say this, but it's already the 5th. And you're a little short on rent.
You're a little short on everything. Can't we find some way to resolve this? Business is going to pick up.
You've been saying that for a while now.
Look, I have a number of someone who is in pictures. You know what I look like, and you know how I can sing. It's going to be so simple.
Also, wait, pause real quick. Are you perpetually wolfed out, or do you selectively wolf out?
Selectively.
Okay,
So the rest of the time, it's like Hollywood bombshell.
Sure. Great.
Except that without being in Hollywood.
Great. And also, actually, while we're paused, stream, if you want to donate fate points to the pool, because eventually we are going to start rolling dice, and they'll come in handy. I don't know. What's a good price point for that?
$6,000.
No, it's not going to be $6,000.
Damn it.
Aw.
A new
What do we
bar.
normally do for rerolls?
Like a 3-pack for 15.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that. 15 points will get you, or 15. Woo! Can I have a Coke, please?
Yes.
$15 will get you 3 fate points that you can either assign to a specific individual or the table.
It
Sound
will
like a
be
deal?
very helpful. I'm very, very sure of that.
5 apiece.
Yeah. Also,
So maybe 6 apiece and a 3-pack for 15.
yeah.
Because I think that's actually how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that.
I think if you just enable rerolls, I don't know how Revlo works, but they're pretty
Sure.
standard.
Yes, have some.
Nick, make something up.
Yes, have some.
Yes,
Good.
have some. All right. So this man's gonna put you in pictures, huh?
I mean, that's the hope. I mean, honestly, who wouldn't put me in pictures?
They'd be afraid for their life, right?
Precisely, which is what you should be right about now as well if you don't get out of my apartment.
I got garlic on my windows because of the tenants 2 units down. I got chains on my. You don't even want to know who's in
But-
in the mother-in-law suite.
And you understand that the garlic and chains won't do anything to stop me, right?
Yeah.
I suggest that you go along now, and I'll keep you posted on the rent.
All right. Also, you remember that pamphlet I slipped under your door about the group for people with your condition? Just all I'm saying is consider it. You don't have to live this way if you don't wanna.
I'd appreciate if you consider not slipping slips of paper under my door anymore.
I think I left the oven on. And he walks out. Is there anything you'd like to accomplish with your day before?
Well, I'm gonna call the number because I am actually hard up for cash because Karloff's is a dive.
Karloff's is totally a dive. Figure it's about Western and Beverly. There's not.
At least it pays better in Lugosi's.
The place is dead.
So
Undead.
dead.
Undead.
A lot.
Frequent-
There was a moment this
Frequented
afternoon.
by vampires.
There was a moment this afternoon where I was going to make Bella Lugosi one of the radio hosts,
Oh.
and I still might.
He wears
Oh,
bravery.
Nikki and the bad seeds.
Blah,
Little
what-
Nicky and the
Little
Bad
Nicky.
Seeds.
Welcome, children of the night.
Blah.
To blah.
Welcome to the early morning show.
I'm in an underground bunker.
Yeah.
I can't do that voice very well.
I haven't seen the sun in 300 years.
Yes. And now drive time. I don't know. I can't see.
I'm so lonely.
That's not Bella Lugosi at all. I don't know.
I don't know,
think
but
that's.
I'm
I'm
very
pretty sure
excited
that's
to
actually
see.
Count Floyd from SCTV.
Or
Words and voices are happening.
Yeah.
or
These are the jokes, people.
Yes. So you call the number.
I'm guessing it's like, I got like one of those princess phones.
Yeah.
My mom used to have one. She called it her bordello phone.
Of course you
Actually, I think she still does.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So if I'm hard
Can
up,
we
I
have it?
know where I can get work.
Castle Productions. Office of Mr. Castle.
This is Lenora Clifton. Someone left a number for me at Karloff's.
Hold, please. A couple of awkward moments go by.
So awkward.
Patching you through to Mr. Castle. Lenora, how are you?
Now, the voice sounds like we're old friends, but your name was left on a napkin?
Oh, you, well, you have to understand my discretion. I like to leave aliases and cause a bit of a stir myself. This is William Castle. Maybe you've seen some of my pictures?
A few, yes. I mean, who hasn't, honestly? I mean, the whole stunt with having a nurse out waiting for people if the movie was too scary. Like, the people in the city aren't scary enough.
That was not a stunt. She was actually a real nurse.
I know she was a real nurse. I'm just saying there's a lot of things in this city.
Well, I've got one coming up called The Tingler, wherein I will actually let loose a giant centipede in the theater and just see what happens. Doesn't that sound thrilling?
Sure.
Listen, I realize you're a very busy entertainer, and I'd hate to take you away from your itinerary for today, but listen, I have a proposition for you. I have a party that I'm throwing tonight in Hollywood at Musso and Frank's, and I would love it if you would attend and be my guest. I'd love to introduce you to some people. I feel like you need to be in pictures. My pictures, hopefully.
Pictures, yes. But when and where is this party?
Musso and Frank's. It's going to be at 6 p.m. You have a way to get here? You going to take the trolley? You going to take the bus?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. You're on the list. Drinks are on me. Come,
Hey.
have a fun time. Might make you sing a song or two, just so you know, though.
Well, if it'll help get me into pictures and out of Karloff's, I can't say no.
Darling, I want nothing more than for you to be out of Karloff's. You have my word on that, okay?
I'll see you at 6.
Enchanté. Which is not actually a parting greeting, but that's okay.
It's great.
A bientôt.
I like
There we
the
go.
I like the idea that he thinks that he's really classy, but isn't.
We got one fate point to Mac because of her singing.
He's like,
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was from BSB.
BSB Care
Thank
1,
you,
all right.
BSB.
it's like Leonardo DiCaprio and what is it, Django Unchained. He like loves
Yeah.
French stuff, but he does not know anything about France.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what they call a Big Mac in France?
Le Big Mac.
Nothing, it won't be invented for another 30 years.
Also, it was nuked.
Can I get your bottle?
Macarons?
Um,
Macarons?
Is there a bottle?
Letty, the sun comes
It's
up
on
and you haven't
top
slept
of-
because you don't necessarily sleep.
Nope, I just have a charger.
But as the sun's rising and you see the street crews cleaning away the clotted blood, there's a timid knock on your door. And you open it, I assume. And it's your elderly neighbor, Olga.
Hello.
Hello. I hate to bother you so early in the morning, but I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh?
There is man who gives me trouble on way to bus stop so I can go to work. All the time he is bothering me, and they say that you are strong in ways that women are not normally strong.
I can handle myself.
Would you walk me to the bus stop like you are my friend, and if this man is there, you could...
This is just generic foreign accent, and I
Yeah.
mean no disrespect to anybody. James V. All right. Who are those going to?
There's no one you can disrespect with a generic accent.
Okay. I'm going to set them aside just in case.
If you can come to the bus stop with me as my friend and show this man that he's not to make fun of me, he's not to... Please, I need your help.
Well, sure. I mean, I don't got nothing else to do till about 5 o'clock.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. I leave in 5 minutes. He's okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I'm all dressed. I don't think I changed or anything.
I'm going the same answer.
This old thing? Yeah.
Every day.
All right, 3-pack of redraws for the table from James V. 1971. We love you, James.
Right.
So anybody can use those. So
Excellent.
I'm not sure how to do this. As you're walking down the hall from your apartment, you hear a door open and shut behind you. And you see Olga turn down the hall and practically hiss at somebody, and then the door opens and shuts again.
I'm sorry. It's my son. He just wants to make sure his mama gets to the bus stop okay.
Oh, I didn't know you had a son. I hadn't seen him before.
Oh, he's new to Nitrate City. He's very quiet. He keeps to himself. He loves his mother.
Well, you know, you don't hear about people moving into Nitrate City very often.
is a place for opportunity for people of a certain type.
Oh, what kind of? Well, what kind? What is he?
Yeah, we do not talk about such things in polite company, especially among ladies like us.
Well, if he ever needs a friend, I'm just down the hall.
Oh, you're so kind. My son, no.
Oh, I just mean like polite conversation.
No, yes, of course.
What did you think I meant?
We must get to bus stop.
She's my favorite.
So you walk downstairs and you get to Sunset Boulevard, and definitely the morning commute traffic's going. And as you're walking along, she's just continuing to talk to you and trying to ask you about where you come from. What can you tell me about your family? Where are you in Nitrate City?
Oh, well, I come from New York.
Oh, it's beautiful, I hear. I've never been.
Yeah, and I don't know my parents much. I was an orphan.
Oh, it's almost as if you didn't exist before you came to Nitrate City.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, I had friends at the orphanage.
A girl must have secrets, yes?
Why would I have secrets?
Feminine mystique. Especially when one comes from the old country. She gets this really serious look on her face.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do, Lottie.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I'm sorry. I don't know you. We're neighbors. That's all we've ever been.
She is going to try and scare you using horror. Nope. No, she's not.
Guys.
I would watch it. I mean, the tube comes every 10 minutes at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
On Sunset, so
Yeah.
she's not looking for a bus.
But her voice definitely changes, and she kind of straightens up, and she does not really look like your neighbor any longer. She kind of has a hard face, like a man, but is also strangely featureless. She's still wearing kind of old grandma clothes, but her proportions are just all wrong.
The bus stop's right there. I don't see the man you're talking about. I think I'm gonna go.
Yes, you should.
I have a party to go to. It's gonna be great.
You should be careful with strange men asking you questions about where you come from. Not everyone gets away so clean, Lottie.
Well, it was nice, I guess, meeting you. I thought I knew you.
And then in a really horrifying display, just kind of does rots before your eyes, but in a way kind of like Last Crusade, Wrong Grail style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just kind of slowly.
You chose poorly.
Yeah.
So just kind of disintegrates into a
I like
pile
the
of
way all
ash.
of us were like, yeah, that was where all of our minds went.
But grandma clothes are still sitting there on top of the pile of ash. And as you're kind of looking down, you hear a voice behind you. Oh, it's a damn shame when that happens. I haven't seen that in a week or two. You turn around and there's two uniformed LAPD officers there. One is about 7 feet tall. He is a gorilla.
Yes.
And then
God.
the other is about 3 feet tall. And he kind of talks like this.
Well, how you doing, officers?
Top of the morning to you. Looks like you had a wee bit of run in there with some sort of homunculus.
Sure.
Was he giving you any trouble before that?
Oh, he was just asking him polite questions, like men do occasionally.
Oh, certainly. Could we have your name just so we could take a statement in case any other trouble befalls you? We do have to look out for the citizens of Nitrate City, be they tall or small or anything at all.
Oh, come now. You surely have seen me in pictures before.
You know what? I think I have. What do you mean? Oh, God, I've done it. I'm having two NPCs talk to each other.
Totally are.
All right. Wait, you, I saw you in that movie. Oh, God,
I've been in a few of Castle's pictures.
right. You was in, The House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was barely in that, but I remember seeing that.
Oh, I did all the screaming.
Oh, right. I thought you were a Merjo for a second, huh? He didn't see it. He doesn't understand. By the way, there are Easter eggs peppered throughout this adventure, and if you have any you want to discuss, find me on Twitter at Michael_our_Holmes.
You have a ton of people who are going, oh, and it's stuff. So
Fantastic.
CC me on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Strange like that. All of us. Just let's
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
Get out there.
What are you doing here? I mean, what are you doing taking the bus?
Oh, no, I thought this homunculus here was my neighbor. And, well, I guess my neighbor's dead. I don't know. I'm going southern now.
Always depending
on the
Kindness.
kindness of gorillas.
gorillas and leprechauns. You can always depend on the kindness of leprechauns yeah, anyway. Well, look, we wouldn't be doing our duty if we didn't go back to your apartment and at least find out what happened to your neighbor. Would that be okay?
Oh, well, sure. She lived about 2 apartments down.
All right. So they go back and they knock on your neighbor's door and they open it and your actual neighbor is there and she is terrified.
Oh, Olga!
I don't know what happened. I woke in the middle of the night. There was something sitting on my chest, stealing my breath. Not a cat. I hear your voice in the hallway, and I look out, and I am there. And then I hissed me. Police officers, I don't know what was. I don't know what to do.
Oh, they saw it was a homunculus. It wasn't you. Bad things.
Bad thing. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm glad you're okay. You're such a sweet girl.
And she runs her hand through your strangely
Your
synthetic
face?
hair. Yeah. Actually, let's establish this right now. Are you like replicant style, or are you like T800 plastic skin over exoskeleton style?
I'm replicant style, so
Okay.
the inside is completely android.
But you're like
outside
flesh and
is
blood.
flesh, blood.
Westworld.
Yep.
Okay.
Cybernetic organism
Yeah.
with human tissue.
Okay.
I need your coat and your boots.
But if you were to I don't bleed or anything. So if you were to cut me, it would be real weird.
If you cut you, do you bleed?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Good.
So,
There we go.
So they take her statement and they knock on the doors of your other neighbors and see if anything else strange has been going on. And yeah, there's been kind of some weird Plague of Nightmare action going on in your building, and it all strangely seems to involve you.
that's weird.
Look, we're not saying it's your fault or anything, but
I mean, I don't leave my apartment much, except to go to work. Wake.
wake.
Babies.
There you go.
Oh, sure. No, we should leave you to it. I'm sure you've got an audition or something.
Go to what?
Something to go
Yeah.
to, or an acting class or something. Whatever you actresses do. I don't even know. Do you, do you,
Cocaine.
I hate to ask you this. Oh, go on, ask her. I know you've been meaning to ask her. Do you have an 8x10 or something you could sign for me?
Oh, I'd have to go back.
It's
to
not for me. It's for my brother. I mean, but
Well,
he's.
I have to go back to the apartment. I might have a couple headshots left.
Oh, yeah. If you don't mind.
No, I don't.
Stack of black and white 8x10s. Oh, this looks just like you. I mean, it's a picture. It's supposed to look like you, but something in the eyes. It's unnatural. Anyway, we've taken up enough of your time. Thank you for your cooperation, miss. The LAPD thanks you kindly.
Have a good day, officer.
And now let's go Irish up that coffee. And racist stereotypes. No. And they go on their merry way. Your day kind of passes without much fanfare. You can hear some
Starts
scuffling.
looking for new apartments.
Yeah, you can hear some scuffling in the hallway and whispers. And anytime that you kind of get near the door, the whispers stop.
She's got a newspaper where the apartment listings are and things, and is kind of going through seeing what she can afford and can't afford.
Whatever the 1958 Nitrate City version of Craigslist is,
Yeah,
or
basically.
West Side Rentals.
Probably.
Apartments.com. That's two
Oh.
websites for the price of nothing.
Tell me, Jeff. Tell me what.
Apartments.com.
No?
Lunchtime comes and goes.
Question mark?
It's edging towards
Jeff Goldblum.
early afternoon. We'll get to you in a minute. But you're powered up a little later than normal, and you can tell from your internal chronometer.
Yeah.
The chief is there. 7-foot tall gorilla in plainclothes officer, or not plainclothes,
Words.
Beat cop.
blues. Yeah.
The dress.
Yeah.
His uniform.
Is there holding a photograph of an actress in front of you, and there's a scientist in a white lab coat with, welder's goggles and all sorts of gadgets and stuff hanging off him, and a little weird gyrocopter flying about that he kind of periodically flicks away, and the chief's smoking a cigarette because the 50s.
Wait, the gorilla periodically swats it away, or the scientist?
Scientist does.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
the gorilla does.
Thank you.
And every time he does, another one takes its place. Because remember, it wasn't the airplanes. It was beauty killed the beast.
That's right.
I'm going to go.
This has been Nitrate City. I'm so glad you could join us.
And if the people from Evil Hat Productions are watching, I'm sorry.
What I love about this game is it's 45 minutes long and you only roll the dice once.
I know, but we're getting to that. We're getting to that. Don't worry.
My arms get tired of roll dice too long in
Yeah.
a game, so it's perfect for me.
Okay. Murphy,
Chief.
apropos of your special assignment tonight, we have reason to believe that there's going to be a person of interest there. This is her. We want you to keep an eye out for her, all right? We're worried that she's tied into something a little above her depth, and we know that she's going to be at the general area you're going to be in later. Do you accept that?
Affirmative.
All right. How are you feeling today? Give me a comedy check.
Okay.
Because this is kind of their default, psych exam for you.
To see how. So that would.
So that's a plus 2.
No, there's a minus, so it's a +1.
Yeah.
Well, but he's got
Yeah.
+1 for comedy.
Yeah, so
So
+2.
tell us a joke. Tell us a bad robot joke.
Okay. Okay. I am fine. Would you like to hear a joke?
Yes, Murphy. Yes, we would like to hear a joke.
Why did the robot cross the road?
Why, Murphy? Why did the robot cross the road? This is the scientist, by the way.
Because it was programmed into him into his prime directive.
I'm working on that. I mean, there's a software upgrade that's coming in 2 days. That's software. Never mind. That's real good, Murph. That's real good. And you don't have a patrol car per se. It's just kind of a superstructure that they put you into,
It's like a Segway.
kind of like Mr. Bean's car. And they send you on your way. And
Because
you're-
I already have a wheel, so it just adds
Yeah,
two
right.
wheels to me.
Exactly. You're like one of those spider cars that I
I
almost.
imagine you're Gizmo Duck now.
Yeah.
You're just like a unicycle bot.
Or is he just Inspector Gadget?
I don't know, Chad. What is he?
Go.
Is he Gizmo Duck? Is he Inspector Gadget?
Someone needs to draw him into a
Exactly.
thing.
So
Inspector Duck.
you go on patrol,
Can I
and they,
change this and just be Inspector Gadget? Sure, Chief. I'll take care of that right away.
there we go. I remember what it was like to be a man once. Oh God, kill me!
Why won't God let me die?
Too dark? Yeah, not dark enough. And they send you on patrol into Hollywood, generally around Musso and Frank's. Which, Chad, if you're not in Los Angeles, Google Musso and Frank's, and if you're in Los Angeles, go to Musso and Frank's for a cocktail. You're welcome. Except I think they're closed today.
So I don't go there. Unless you just want to be
Oh,
creepy
besides
outside the
watching the
building.
stream.
Exactly.
Tomorrow.
If you're
Oh,
watching
yeah.
this not in real time, go to Musso and Frank's. As you go down Hollywood Boulevard, you see all manner of things. You see people dressed in normal people costumes that are actually monsters in front of Man's Chinese Theater. See what I did there?
I see what you did there. That was good.
There's a bunch of people hawking some sort of pamphlets about some weird. I'm stopping right there. You know where I'm going with that.
I just pictured the really saggy human costume that kind of just doesn't fit in
Yeah,
a lot of
exactly.
places like that.
Have you heard about the flying spaghetti monster?
Exactly.
There you go.
Oh, the flying spaghetti monster people again.
So tired of it.
Because this is the weird crossover of like movie serials and stuff, you see a Zeppelin flying overhead and a biplane kind of darting in and around it very dramatically. And there's searchlights because it's Hollywood, you know. but not much arouses your suspicion until you get closer to the area where the flicker effect has been noted, and it is about a 3-block radius near Musso and Frank's. Doesn't necessarily seem like it's emanating from one particular spot, but there's definitely a vibe there. That's where we're going to leave you. Anything special you want to do during the night?
During the day, I'm going to tend to business as it is on day in and day out. I'm going to get ready to go to this party. I'm not going to do anything particularly.
Okay. The girl that Lenny seems to favor is like, he's a strange one. Are you sure you want to do this?
He's strange. They're all strange. What's so strange about
What
him?
does she look like, by the way?
Because
I don't remember if we determined that you're a unique-looking madam for a brothel of regular-looking girls or a monster madam.
Oh, what
who does
does
a monster
Leoja look
brothel.
like? Or
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Because she is a normal human, brunette, attractive girl. But I do have monster girls as well, or employees as well. But they're in a whole secret other side. That's it's like the secret menu. It's like getting the vegan.
Talk about animal style.
I was just about to say that.
I was gonna go vegan big back, but okay.
Hey, look.
It is
if
called the
things
Big
are rough
D.
for Lenora.
See, I was getting there.
Well, I was
Just
just
keep
thinking
going.
if Lenora runs on hard
Just
times,
making
it's definitely the
Doomy's
animal
references.
style
Right.
on
What
the
was that?
menu.
Yes. So yeah, that's kind of the other, the secret doors on the secret spot. But yeah, that she is a human.
Okay. Listen, I'm just saying, look, he's never done anything bad to me or anything, but just talking to him, he ain't normal.
I don't know how many normal guys actually come in here that you work with.
No, I guess you got a point, but just be careful, all right?
I'll be careful. I'm good. I get this.
Look, he tells everybody that they want to be in the pictures, or that they should be in the pictures, and he even said he's going to bring me in, and I mean, I know in your day you used to be beautiful, but...
Let's not talk about my day.
By the way, I think I just accidentally invoked or compelled one of your things about your...
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
Great. Look, just be careful. If we
I
didn't...
think I'm done with the unsolicited advice from you
Hey,
today.
if we didn't... Yes, miss. Yes, mistress? Madam? Yes, madam. Yeah.
That's-
Sure.
Ma'am.
Ma'am.
It's fine.
Yes, ma'am. Have fun.
Ugh. Finish putting my powder on. I'm going to put some blush on my green face.
It's mattifying.
Yeah.
And a car is sent.
You look less slimy.
It's
Oh,
not a
wait.
taxi. It's not exactly a limo. It's just a very nice, kind of nondescript car that ferries you into Hollywood as the sun is setting on the Pacific. The clouds are rolling in again, and there's searchlights because it's Hollywood. And sure enough, out in front of Musso and Frank's, there is a red carpet with some sort of photo setup wherein people are entreated to step in and repeat, and step in and repeat. And because you are all sort of guests of honor, you get to address the press as you come in. Lenny is there waiting for you, awkwardly off to one side smoking. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. You came. I can't believe it. You're going to have fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great party. Bill's in there. The new kid he's working with is in there.
I don't much care.
Okay. Well, why don't we get our picture taken? Does that sound okay?
If you want your picture taken with me, it's going to cost you extra.
Oh, money's no object at this point.
Great.
Okay. So you guys get to the front of the line in the step and repeat. And why don't you give me a comedy check? So you're going to roll the 4 dice plus your comedy. And if you have anything you want to invoke, basically, as soon as you step up, there's shouts from the photographers being like, oh, Mr. Stewart, what are you doing with a bug-eyed madam? And there's instantly kind of a crowd of chuckles from the assembled press gang. And you're like, yeah, bug-eyed madam, because that's what she's called. She doesn't like it when you call her that. And you can see him stammering. So this could be the difference between, well, just make the check.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Yeah.
That's a wash.
Well, now I got a plus.
So, yeah, so there's
Plus
nothing
two.
on the dice, plus 2. say something.
No directive on which way to go? All right. I'm going to kind of make a sort of as growling of a noise as you can make as a vaguely insect-like creature. So it's kind of a little bit more like a a little bit more like a choking sort of fluidly.
Good. Yeah. All
Yeah.
of these. This is good work. Exploding dice.
Yes.
Woo!
Hey!
So yeah, I'm going to make that kind of noise, and it's going to make all the photographers quiet. And whoever was the last one, the loudest one,
Don't call her that because she doesn't like
Yeah.
it.
I'll turn to him and say, I also know what you don't like to be called. Don't think my girls don't tell me everything. Or maybe you'd want to talk about it later,
Oh,
Rover.
good God. Quit talking. And then Lenny drags you inside. Rover, you hear as you go in. Your cab pulls up, and there's a line of some other, actors and actresses you recognize, but there's certainly no huge names here. But you get to the front of the line, and they take your picture, and they're like, "Oh, Miss, what's your last name?"
Simmons.
Miss Simmons. What are you working on now?
Oh, I'm just working on some secrets, with Mr. Castle.
Girl's gotta have her secrets, right?
It's just like, I murdered a homunculus.
Technically, the homunculus kind of murdered itself.
Yeah.
I watched it die.
It's nothing worse than the suicide of homunculus.
But they take your picture, and everybody, is super, super nice to you. God, there's no perception check in this. So I'm just gonna tell you, there's kind of a weird Geiger counter in your vehicle that is kind of whatever we want to call that, a flicker count? I don't know.
The flash count.
Sure,
I don't know.
that thing.
The blip machine.
Chat, what are we calling
like
that? I
blip
don't know.
machine.
Chat, what are we calling the apparatus in?
Yeah, I like Nick's suggestion.
What is
It's
it?
actually
It's the
just a
machine
cup
that
of
goes
water.
Sure. What was that?
It's just a cup of water.
Yeah. Wait,
It's the Jurassic Park effect.
there are no T-Rexes coming.
Okay.
It's Jurassic King.
But Jeff Goldblum is in the neighborhood.
But there is a kind of gauge that measures kind of the normal amount of background radiation from the flicker effect, and it's beginning to kind of move a little bit. Not in dangerous territory, but it's moving up a little bit. You go inside, and there's a waiter walking around carrying a tray of champagne. Miss Simmons,
Oh, why, thank you.
you've been expected. And then you show up, and all eyes are on you.
My person is me.
What's your last name again? I'm sorry.
Clifton.
Miss Clifton, what brings you to the event tonight? Click, 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 click.
Can you think of any reason I shouldn't be here?
Well, it's not a full moon. What takes you away from Karloff's?
Have you been to Karloff's lately?
It's a dive. No, seriously though, why are you here?
I was invited, if you have to know.
Oh, all right.
Inquiring minds want to know.
And then just more peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
For your news
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press. And you walk in, and as you turn around with your glass of champagne, you very nearly run into Lenora here.
Ah!
I accidentally spilled my drink on you. Accidentally.
I get in real close.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see you.
How could you not see me in this dress? It's my nicest dress.
Oh, do you need a dry cleaner? I know one.
Is it going to help me here tonight, right
Oh,
now?
well, I have a couple secrets for getting champagne out. I can go to the bathroom with you. Little soap, hot water works for every time. It's happened to me before.
It had better work.
Oh, it will. Don't worry.
So,
And you go into the ladies' room at Moonstone and Frank's, which is actually quite. Well, actually, I don't know. Is the ladies' room at Moonstone and Frank's quite nice? The men's room is nice. I can tell you that much.
It is.
I can say, as a person who spends a lot of time there.
Yeah.
just in the bathroom, though,
Yeah.
right?
All right. So some of the chat suggestions for the thing in your vehicle is the blip counter, the flash gauge, or the PKE meter. I
Yeah.
kind of like the blip counter.
Flip counter.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So the party is continuing, and more cocktails are served, and there's trays passed around of little canapes, and all of the wait staff are these kind of weird blip count. There's no,
counter?
it's all right. Yeah, blip counter is what we're calling it.
Did her trick work to get stuff out of my
I'm hoping you
outfit?
blot it with paper towels.
Ooh, I don't know. Let's make opposed comedy checks here.
I'm like,
You see what I'm doing there?
it's like a horror check.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
And the waiters are all ghosts.
I
Let's
have-
say that.
Yes.
So you have a 1.
I have a 1.
Ooh.
I have a -2.
Wow.
Oh, dang. No, that's no good.
Waka waka.
You know what? Take a point of stress for that.
Okay.
So that means that your evening is a little ruined, and you're a little flustered. And no, you don't get the stain out. What do you have to say about that?
I'm so sorry. It normally works. It must be the material. Don't worry. I can pay for the dry cleaner. It'll be fine. Oh.
I
so
grab you by
sorry.
the dress and slam you up against the wall.
Ow?
The question mark.
What
Was that
size?
supposed to hurt?
What size do you wear?
Mm.
Variable?
Yeah, yeah. My
I
exact
get my-
dimensions are.
I get them tailored.
You ruined my dress.
I can buy you a new one.
Give me your dress.
I don't think you want to mess with me, honey.
Oh my gosh. I want you to make opposed action checks. Rerolls, blah blah blah, fate points, stunts,
Oh.
So
all
that's
that
a
stuff.
3.
Actually,
That's a
yes,
4.
that no,
Oh, wait, yeah, it
because
is.
Yeah.
the
+1.
the pluses counteract the minuses, blank spaces are nothing.
2.
Ooh.
Okay.
There are rerolls.
Yeah, is that how that works?
Mm-hmm. Or you can use this to invoke one of your stunts, one of your invocations.
Well, I do have an intimidate brawl.
Okay,
Oh,
let's do that.
Okay.
So what does that put your total at?
We didn't establish a number, but it's a plus to intimidate brawl,
Okay.
which also means getting a little fuzzy around the edges.
Okay, great. So let's say that you've intimidated, brawled her, and you've won this particular tete-a-tete.
Okay.
But what does that do to you physically?
Well, I also have knows just the right thing to say here, so.
Okay, well, you can invoke that for a fate point, too, if you want.
Well, it definitely means that the hair needs to stay over the ears, and talking and singing will be a little more difficult with fangs, but it does not look nice. A lot more, much yellower eyes. Nails suddenly look like she went to a weird manicurist.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough to be not okay.
Can I use Uncanny Valley here to just kind of like scare her
Sure, if you
with
want.
horror?
Yeah.
With a horror roll?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna do a horror roll?
It just means I can't use any. I just won't have any comedy for the rest of this.
That's fine. The time for laughter is over.
The night's just beginning.
That didn't work in my favor.
Okay. Well, role play. What do you say? What do you do? What do you attempt to do?
I still got you by the dress.
Well, you notice that, like, you start to notice that I'm not as squishy as most humans would be. And I'm like, I kind of stare at you. My eyes kind of go dead inside.
And you think I really care?
And you just, honey, I'm a lot stronger than I look. You might think you're scared of being a werewolf and all, but funny thing is, you don't put yourself back together.
With enough work, you don't either.
Oh, honey, that's not how it works. Not how it
Let's
works.
find out.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Do you go into the bathroom for any reason?
I was actually like,
Excuse
of
me,
ca-
I must check out this bathroom.
Nothing to see here.
I will gladly walk
I'm no
in
longer a man.
to that bathroom.
Yeah, hand wave. For some reason, you excuse yourself from Lenny Stewart, canon.
Oh yeah, so I am.
And so you walk in and you see a vaguely lupine lounge singer who you recognize, by the way.
Okay.
Holding a young starlet up against the wall, and
I
they
would
seem to
also-
be having a very...
I don't think you need any help.
Jesus.
I don't think either of you need any help. What are you two up to in here?
Do you see what she did to my dress?
That is unfortunate.
You know where I work. It's a dive. I'd like to not work there anymore.
Oh, if that's all you wanted, I could have helped you with that. I have an agent.
Problems are being solved all over.
You're like, and I did it. So
And I'm done.
But can you really promise anything?
I can get you a meeting with him. I mean, you think you're gorgeous. I'm sure you
I
got
don't think
talent.
that tearing her to pieces or dismantling her in this moment is going to do anything to help your career, unless you want to be on the head of all the on the front page of all the tabloids. Negative press might sell, but is that the kind of press you want?
Also, no one will believe you about this incident.
I don't really care what you have to say at this point. You realize that, right?
I'm just saying, I can help you get a job.
I think you owe it to her at this point.
Oh, I'm down with it, but she was trying to tear me apart.
Well, can't really blame her. Look
This
what
is
you
my
did to her
nicest
dress.
I don't have a lot
I
of
offered to buy a
dresses.
new one.
That
Which
doesn't help right
me
now.
here.
Meanwhile, outside,
This is what happens in the bathroom.
in the... Yeah.
This is the real reason that women go to the bathroom in groups.
Together, yeah.
Oh, because of werewolf battles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Werewolf android battles.
Obviously.
World
Why
without
else?
end.
Good lord. How have you men not figured this out by now?
I mean, that pretty much feels like that, actually.
I got a bet on them.
Meanwhile, in the patrol vehicle, there's not a lot going on, but that flicker meter is... Oh, God, what did we call it? I'm sorry.
Blip counter.
Blip
Blip
counter.
counter.
The blip counter is beginning to creep up a little bit. You drive around the block a little bit, and it seems the further away from Hollywood Boulevard you get, the kind of weaker it gets. And then the closer you get to, say, Musso and Frank's, for instance, the higher it gets.
This is disconcerting.
Murphy, how's it going over there?
Chief,
Wait, hold on. Murphy, how's it going over there? Because 50s.
Chief, the blip counter. It is making blips.
Are you sure you worked on him today? What was that thing on the software? Murphy, that's what it's supposed to do. It's the blip counter.
I mean to say it is making blips more than it is supposed to.
You think you might have a lead on where the flicker effect outcropping is coming from?
Triangulating. Source seems an approximation to Musso and Frank's.
All right. Head over there. Check out the situation. If you need backup, make sure to holler, okay?
I can handle myself.
Don't do anything stupid. Murphy, you there?
I can handle myself.
Over and out. Yeah, so because it's the 50s, there's parking right in front of Musso and Frank's. And obviously, since you're driving a law enforcement vehicle of some stripe, one would assume with a light on top, immediately the press is turning on you, and as you emerge, they're like, "It's that what do you call him? The robot
Robocop?
cop, yeah, the cyber policeman,
Cyber.
Officer Murphy, what are you doing here tonight?"
Citizens, stay calm. I am doing routine police work.
Because you're fascinating. Yeah, if you'd like, you can go inside.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to investigate or anything?
Can I just go in and go, Clarence Bodiger?
Sure.
No one answers.
Nobody answers, yeah.
Okay, then I will go investigate.
Okay. What do you want to do exactly?
Imagine if I'm a police cop, robot guy, I probably have an internal blip counter of some description.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to sort of get a beat on where, like kind of like turning and like beep beep beep.
Okay.
beep, 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 beep.
Because of kind of the history of this part of Hollywood and the assembled people, it's giving you kind of some false readings for a little bit. You think you're getting it a little bit from the kitchen, and then it's gone. And then maybe it's coming from the stage, and then it's gone. And then you see the bug-eyed madam and the werewolf lounge singer and Lottie come out of the restroom looking a little bit rough around the edges. And they'll kind of shoot you a look like. Because
There's
you've been in the
robot.
papers, not
Meeting had
a lot of
better
people have
be
actually seen you in person. So
Yeah.
It's still
here
disconcerting to
tonight,
see a
but no.
large TV with a wheel
Castle's
and
here
2
tonight.
arms
yeah.
I'm sure, Castle.
and a police hat.
That's good.
Of course.
So once you've arrived on the scene, the crowd begins to mill towards the stage, and you can hear the voices increasing in volume, and the waiters step off to one side, and without a lot of fanfare as he makes the stage, and then thunderous applause. William Castle himself is there. He's got a cigar in one hand. He's glad-handing the crowd. He's got his trademark lantern jaw and ear-to-ear grin. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming tonight for the first ever crowdfunding campaign of a major Hollywood picture. Give yourselves a hand for being trailblazers. Thank you. Yes. Officer Murphy, the robot cop, is in attendance, ladies and gentlemen. See, only the best attend my events. I have the best RoboCops.
It's
They're
so hard to
huge.
clap with you with claws. It's just like,
Yeah, 'cause
try
they
not
just-
to.
They just muffle the sound, right?
Well, no, you don't want to like get it right into the skin.
Right.
I have to worry about that perpetually.
Don't do that.
Hashtag werewolf problems.
This evening is just getting started. In a little bit, I want to talk to you more about my new motion picture, The World of Tomorrow. It's sort of a passion piece of mine, talking about the changes that have happened to my dear Hollywood in the time that I've lived here, thanks to the flicker effect and all of the lovely denizens therein. And that's why you're all here tonight. Because in your own ways, I want you all to be in my next picture. Give yourselves a hand. Certainly. But before that, there's a special guest here who I brought here tonight because of her prowess as an entertainer. Lenora, would you come up to the stage, please?
Like, demeanor immediately just switches.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah. It's so unexpected.
Now, I don't know how many of you know Lenora, but she is absolutely one of my favorite entertainers in Nitrate City. Would you mind favoring us with a song, Lenora?
I mean, so unexpected. I mean, if you insist.
Oh, please. I do insist.
Let's see.
The boys here know everything, and he points to actually just kind of a player piano that doesn't have a player, but,
Boys, if you would, I'm beginning to see the light. I never cared much for moonlit skies. I never saw wink back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light.
Woo!
Oh, sorry.
That's my favorite. And Castle talks for another couple minutes about just how much he loves Nitrate City, how much he wants to give back to it, and how the world of tomorrow is a world where everyone can live in harmony for a prosperous future, be they lycanthrope or monster American. No, let's think of a better term for that.
Yeah.
Or
It's pretty good, but
I got nothing. Monster American.
Yeah.
Yes.
Swamp American.
swamp.
Bayou American.
Those from the south.
But as you all well know, so much of my
Phyto-American.
Excuse me?
professional
That's an
career
offensive term.
has been based on gimmicks. And I love my gimmicks, and I love the films that I've made. They've entertained the public. But there's a truth in storytelling that has been sorely lacking from my productions, and that is why I'm bringing a luminary new talent to the stage tonight. Rupert, come up now. And he points to the back of the bar, and standing against the back wall, in a space that you hadn't really noticed before, there's this tall, thin man with very, very finely swept back hair with pomade. He's got a very sharp
Is he a
tuxedo
Dapper
on.
Dan man?
He is a Dapper Dan man. He's wearing a bow tie, and he's got a glass of champagne, which he holds kind of awkwardly at a weird angle from his body. He raises his hand like this. And he slowly begins to walk through the crowd, and as he does, anybody standing near him gets kind of a weird chill. He eventually makes a stage, and he's a good head or two. Not two. That's really tall. That's far too tall. He's a head taller than Castle, and Castle was a big man. And he leans into the mic, and he does that kind of feedback thing. Thank you. Castle, pats him on the back. My name is Rupert Fury, and I am I'm a cineast and a proprietor of Truth and Film. The films I make are not easy to watch, but they tell it like it is. Because I have a unique technique that allows me to capture the exact feelings of the audience. Mr. Castle has been gracious enough to allow me access to his studios, and he just kind of trails off because he's clearly not suited for public speaking. And then Castle steps back in. There, my boy. There. Well said. Rupert Fury, everyone. Yes, you might have seen some of his films at the silent movie theater over there on Fairfax. Weird little things, but that's why I like them, because they're weird. Now, Rupert, what is the technique that you use? And he leans back in. I call it the magic lantern. Ooh, the magic lantern. I wonder what that is. Wasn't a magic lantern an old-timey projector? I don't know. Could it be? Yeah, just a piece of carrots.
Why
Yes.
is everyone whispering?
Hold on. Sorry.
Damn you.
Yes, the magic lantern. It shall revolutionize cinema as we know it. There will never be a need for any other gimmicks ever again. Finally, the truth about the world of tomorrow shall be told. He says, just looking at a point on the wall. He's not even looking at anybody.
Yeah.
Your blip counter is going crazy. And it
Does
feels
it
like
make
it's
a
coming from
sound?
when we're over. I don't know, does it?
No. The one in the car does, but the internal one doesn't.
It's just kind
Okay.
of a little part of your readout.
Yeah.
You have like
You're a
Little
Pip
Google
boy.
Glass.
you have like an overlay readout. Like if we see your view, do you see that we
It's
have
like Tony
little
Stark.
spiky
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if I would hear it.
But I picture it like a black and white TV.
Yeah.
Because the 50s.
Oh, maybe he's in color.
The rest of us are black and white?
Hmm?
Are the rest of us black and white?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I don't know.
But maybe his computer. readout-
Justice is black and white, and so is my screen.
Oh, then there's that. Take back what I said. I take back what I
I
said.
love it. And as he's talking, Castle kind of tries to talk over him again, but then the lights start to go on and off a little bit. The waiters kind of evaporate, and their clothes and their trays drop to the ground.
Yeah.
And there's a weird sort of grayness that comes over the space. From the kitchen, there are 4 beings that emerge, and they're basically just sort of outlines of figures illuminated against the darkness. It's like they blend into the darkness except for like a weird little like neon outline. They have 2 glowing gold eyes. Very few other features, but they seem to all be carrying some sort of apparatus that they begin to sweep across the room. And as soon as the first one comes into contact with the first person, they are gone.
Uh-oh.
Like that. And now we're in some sort of conflict. So here's how we do this.
Okay.
There's not an initiative per se. If we were doing the proper fate system, whoever had the highest quick approach would go first. So in this case, anybody with the highest action can act first.
Probably me.
Okay. So what would
Yeah,
you like
it's
to do?
definitely
Well,
you.
As you go by, could everyone announce their name again, please? Their character's name?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Murphy has an action of 4. So Murphy is his hat races up, and there's obviously a police light underneath it that starts going wee wee
Yes.
wee. And he's-
Woodward,
yeah,
right rabbit. Thank you. Woodward.
and he says,
You want me to do it
"Citizens,
with White Rabbit Peaks?
this area is currently not safe for you. Please leave in an orderly fashion. And then he moves towards the person who clearly just attacked, disintegrated. He's like, hey, place the object down on the ground and your hands behind your head.
Okay. It does not do that. But it does kind of look at you. And it's weird because from your readout, really all you can see is the apparatus floating in air and the eyes, which is, I guess, what any of you can see. But I mean, there's...
Well, can I?
Well, actually, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get to you in a second. So you're good, Nick? You got everything you need? Oh, no.
Just, as everyone takes
Okay.
their action,
Okay.
introduce your character again, please. We had latecomers.
So it looks at you.
I am Murphy, who's basically RoboCop.
1940s RoboCop, who
Yeah.
was also Mr. Yes...
Yes Man from who looks like Yes Man from Fallout New Vegas.
We're actually kind of thinking like Robbie the Robot.
Robbie's in another division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I keep picturing exactly.
No, he's
what-
in Frogtown.
They look so alike when you are a robot racist.
Yeah.
And also, I don't.
Not all robots.
He's not technically a robot. He's a cyborg, but it works out because the word robot means slave. So
Is it the short
Does anyone
circuit
know what the
edition?
word robot means?
This is getting worse.
Commissioner 5, you know.
So I'm gonna tell him to place the object down and place his hands on his head.
Okay.
And how many? And there's multiple guys.
There's 4 of them total.
I'm gonna
yeah.
tell them to desist or be arrested.
Okay. Are you trying to create an advantage, or because you're not attacking them,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So the way that you try to do things in Fate is you have a number of things you can do on your turn. You can create an advantage or an aspect you already know about. You can try and overcome something. You can attack something, or you can defend something. So in this case, you might be trying to overcome them.
This or defense can that be like?
That would be more like if they were going to attack you.
Yeah. So I guess if they don't listen to me, I will approach them and like try and grab the thing out of their
Okay,
hands.
they're definitely paying attention to you, but they're not stopping what they're doing.
All right. So I'll be like moving towards them, and they're not doing it. So I'll like reach for the object.
Okay.
And try and take it. From
So let's say that's overcoming that, because I don't think that's a necessary attack. So I'm gonna say that's action. I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you have any stunts or anything other aspect you want?
Let's see. I don't think anything that'll help me in this current thing. No.
Okay. So just straight action
Yeah,
plus
I'm
the
just doing my job as a cop.
dice. And I know what you're trying to get better than.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm a good cop.
Who's a good guy?
So, as you are removing the apparatus from the shadow creature. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Technical
Seeing the
difficulties.
HP
Oh, yeah, okay.
On our
Something
screen.
weird?
As you're kind of bringing it back into your grasp, you inadvertently set it off and you turn it on one of these shadow creatures. And as you can see, you two can't see, you can see. You can see.
Uh-oh.
He's just taking things away from
I was
you
like,
now.
wait a minute. Oh, right. That's best I can see.
There's this weird beam of sort of anti-light that shoots out of it, and it hits the creature right in the center, and it begins to kind of burn from the inside.
It's like a black hole gun.
Like if you've seen the Futurama episode "Time Keeps on Slippin'," when they pull out the chronotons from the nebula and they're kind of sizzled, that's what it does. So eventually, it's just a pile of ash. And the other 3 kind of look at its comrade and begin to fan out around the room and blend into the shadows and keep sweeping their apparatus around. One of the baddies is actually going to randomly take a swing at you. So I'm going to roll an attack, and you're going to want to defend using whatever aspects, stunts, stats you feel are appropriate. And also, what is your name now that we're back on you?
Lottie
Lottie Simmons? Yeah.
Lottie Simmons.
Got it, Nick?
Huh?
I'm sorry, Lottie Simmons. yes.
Lottie Simmons, yeah.
I will update it.
So let me roll my attack. Swing and a miss, but you can still roll for defense to see how well you defend if you want.
Well, if I can start running away.
Yes, exactly. Do you want to use action or any?
I was gonna use action to do
Okay,
it.
so that's 2. So basically, it does a broad swath, like right over your head, and you can kind of hear this weird crackling behind you and the smell of ozone. And if you turn around, there's part of the wall that's just not there. You can't see what's beyond it, but that part of the wall is just gone.
That.
Yeah.
Hey, Sailor, that's not nice to do.
But that was their turn. So whoever's got the next highest action, you all tie for action.
Yeah.
So whichever one of you wants to go first.
Well, they just went after her, and she's actually.
And of course,
going-
everybody's running around.
She
the
owes
meeting.
me a meeting with her agent
And a
and a
dress.
new dress. So I'm going to go and try and just tear one of them apart using my big bad wolf, which is a plus to brawl. So she leans even further into looking like a werewolf.
And Matt, what's your character's name?
Lenora Clifton.
Cool. Do
Right.
it.
Is it action? Would it be horror?
You could definitely roll for horror with
Yeah,
this.
I
if
wanna
you
use
want. Yeah,
horror.
yeah.
Because she's in her nicest dress, mind you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Whoa!
Sorry, headphones.
Dang!
So that's 4 there, plus horror is 7,
7.
plus.
Whatever you're going to give me for Big Bad Wolf.
Okay.
That's
A lot. It's a lot. So, okay, one more time. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'm going after one of them, and I'm not going to stop until they're just little bitty ribbons.
Okay. Let me do this. Okay, so you kind of reach through it at first, and there's this unearthly chill, like nothing you've ever felt, that kind of courses through your body, and you kind of see it for what it is, and it's like a spirit of some sort, but its shape doesn't make sense to you. But now that you're kind of interacting with it, you feel like you can physically manipulate
Like
it.
if I go through and if I come back, I can pull bits with me.
Yep.
Ooh.
So just and just pull
Yeah. Exactly.
as much apart as I can.
And as you do so, this horrible blue-black ichor goes spurting out over the crowd, all over your dress.
It was already ruined.
Exactly.
Dry cleaning's not gonna take that out, hon.
New dress.
Now I just imagine a wolf in a dress covered in all this
Ichor.
goop going, new dress!
Fan art.
Yeah.
And as you do so, it
Accurate.
again begins to kind of sizzle and spurt, and
I imagine afterwards it's just like that kind of like
yeah, it doesn't smell like anything you want to eat, if that helps you.
not interested in that at all.
You
I
feel a
have to watch my figure.
As you're kind of wolfing over the body, the smell of cigar smoke begins to waft over to you, and you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Just like
Nora, it's me. It's Bill, okay? Look, it's not safe here. We gotta find a way out of here.
obviously it's not. Like, let's get out.
Uh,
You and you out.
Okay, so you both try to make it for the door, but it. Oh,
We
sorry.
all do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait.
I'm gonna. Or I
Well,
was gonna say, I think I'm gonna see all of this happening and make a little break for it too. I don't know if Lenny's nearby, but
oh, actually, okay, you guys definitely try to run for the door, and as soon as you get there, it won't open. It's not locked, but you try to open the door, and you look through the window, and there is nothing on the other side. Like nothing. The abyss. Not the James Cameron
Does it look
movie,
back?
Like looking into, yes, exactly. Hi, I'm the abyss.
How are you? I'm so lonely. Please come join me.
I like it when you look into me.
I'm always looking back.
I'm Kermit the Abyss.
It's not easy being.
here.
Who wants to have an existential crisis? Yeah! Gift, please.
You can say snippets off the shows to say it.
You can. Twitch will do that. Also, hey, tell your friends and family that are Amazon Prime members that they get a free Twitch subscription with their Amazon Prime subscription.
And they can give a reroll to any player they like.
And they can give a reroll to any player they
I
like
can
when
follow
they subscribe. Elvam, yeah, what's up? So as they're running away and you see them kind of step back from the door, Lenny puts his hand on your shoulder, and he turns you around, and there's a look. There, he is literally a man possessed. He's like,
What are you laughing at?
this is my chance to get rid of you and bury my shame once and for all.
I knew this had something to do with it.
And he kind of waves one of the shadowed creatures over, and it starts to kind of undulate
Great.
over and around people to you.
Great.
Just sidebar real quick, because this would be what you would see if it was a comic book, especially a French comic book. Why not? Because they're so detailed.
French comic book?
Ouais.
Ouais.
Le band dessiné. And also in Italian, comic books are called fumetti because the word bubbles look like smoke. It looks like, yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
It looks like kind of a cross between a Thompson submachine gun and like a film projector.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which, yeah, is cool, but it's also now kind of pointing towards
sure.
you.
Yeah, it is that. I'm going to wait for it to get kind of within 6 feet.
Okay.
And can I do a stunt?
Yes, you can.
Great. Then I'm...
What is your character's
Oh,
name?
right. My character is Vera Malloy.
Great, thank
The bug-eyed madam.
Don't call me that! So yeah, I'm going to execute the long kiss goodnight.
And what does that look
Please
like?
tell me it's a long tongue like a frog.
Yep. And my
Steve
tongue, yeah.
Steve-O.
My tongue leaves the safe confines of my mouth, whips around, grabs Lenny and the whatever coming at me with the gun.
No wonder she's popular.
And yeah,
I hadn't thought
I
about
get-
it like that.
and it poisons them. It has a poison effect.
Okay,
as well as a strangling effect, but it's largely poison.
A neurotoxin?
Yep.
Kind of makes you go numb a little bit? Yeah, okay. I'm going to make you roll for that. So, Long Kiss Goodnight
Right.
gives you +2.
Right.
You can either use action or horror. Whichever you prefer.
I'm gonna use action. I think it's more action.
Okay. I guess that's it. So, roll in the dice tray, and let's see what you got.
Oh God!
Yikes.
Well, it's a 0.
Okay. Well, because your action is 2.
That's a negative.
Oh no,
It's a-
sorry. Oh, it's a
There's
Negative
a
negative
negative
one.
one. Okay,
Do
so
you
we've got
wanna-
a consequence. So you actually take a point of stress.
Great.
I
Do we
know
have
what
oh,
that's
there.
like.
Yeah, but yours was because of your dress, and hers was.
It's the same.
Don't mess with the dress, am I right?
You don't understand.
I don't. I don't clearly look at me. I don't.
You're a TV on wheels. A wheel, sorry.
A
wheel.
Just
singular
one.
wheel.
Just one.
With very long arms.
Yeah.
So, as you do that, your
Uh-huh.
tongue kind of flicks the tip of the apparatus.
Just the tip.
Just the tip, just a little bit. And it sends this weird electric shock through your body, and it's almost like the tip of your tongue
Ooh.
isn't there. I mean, like as it's retracting, you touch it, and it
Right.
is,
But
but it's like
right,
it
it's
feels like
numb.
it's not there.
Right.
Um,
Do you like it?
aw.
Oh, but
And it's
feels like someone else.
it's continuing to advance on you,
Call
where
that a
Lenny
stranger.
tries to hold you in place.
Oh, okay.
That is a whole round. So it's back to you, Murph.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna see this citizen in danger, and I've got a gun now that does things. So I'm gonna shoot Lenny.
Do it. Shoot Lenny. Shoot him good.
That's so
Cops always
4. If
Shooting first now.
that's
Yeah.
0 on the dice, and then a 4 with my.
Okay. Yeah, you're close enough. And are you intending to kill?
I mean, it seemed because I'm full RoboCop mode where like
Freeze,
I-
dirtbag.
yeah. I did the you're coming with me, and they didn't, so it's straight like just just like
He flips over to Ed 209 mode.
Yeah.
You have offended my sense of decency.
yeah.
So
Your
as
move, creep.
Lenny is standing there, kind of cackling over you, while the shadow creature is descending upon you, a single bullet penetrates his heart, and he's wearing a lovely white shirt with a jacket open just so, and begins to fan out like a
Awesome.
rose, and his eyes go dark, and he's like, "Doesn't matter. We're going to get rid of all of you once and for all."
It doesn't matter. Get check cashed.
Zing. Because that's your trouble. Always got to earn. But the shadow creature is still advancing on you, and now that
That's a
it
thing.
knows that you are a threat, it's going to attack you. So,
Sure.
what you're going to do is going to try to defend with whatever you think you can defend with.
Okay.
You don't have to do much,
Great.
because nothing. It's a whole lot of nothing.
All right.
Nobody
Well.
trophy.
Oh, and also, since you did Long Kiss Goodnight,
Oh
because
yeah.
every
That's right.
time you activate a stunt or whatever, it's a fate
Oh.
shot.
Does
Comedy,
it?
Horror, action, and
Drama.
drama.
Oh, a stunt requires says. Oh,
Mhm.
because I used Big Bad Wolf
Ah,
earlier.
right.
Being honest.
And
Ugh,
invoking one of your
gross.
aspects, and so on and so forth.
Well, I mean, it's coming at me.
And
So-
everybody is cramming towards the exit where you are now. Like there's just a smoosh of humanity, and William Castle's like, "This is the damnedest thing I've ever seen. What the hell's going on here?"
It doesn't matter. We have to get out.
Well, it doesn't look like there's much of an out to get to.
Pause right there.
Oh, I'm so confused by only having a simple action. I mean, can I?
Well, I mean, do you want to try and smack it out of the way? Do you
Yeah, that's
wanna-
what I'm kind of wondering. Is like, what are my?
Well,
know.
think of it. Okay, let's pause a moment and explore the stat system of Nitrate City by
Yes.
Evil Hat Productions LLC.
That's great because we've been having conversations about that.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
So yeah, like in Fate Core, I guess you would say Fate Core, yeah. There are 6 different approaches that you can use to try and accomplish things. There's careful, so you're going to try and be careful when you do things. Clever, so you're trying to be smart, or flashy, or forceful, or quick, or sneaky. All kind of inform how you're trying to get something done. So in Nitrate City, what they've done is they've taken all those and combined them into 4 different stats. There's action. So you're going to try and shoot first and ask questions later. There's comedy, where you're going to try and Who Framed Roger Rabbit your way out of something. Like
2
maybe
bits.
running through the kitchen and there's
Only when it was funny.
there's a tray of pies. So instead of trying to tear the shadow creatures inside out, you're going to throw banana cream pies at them all day
yeah,
long.
you wanna.
There's drama where maybe you're really going to try and communicate with these creatures on a deep level and make them understand the error of their ways. And then there's horror, which is pretty much what it sounds like,
Shredding faces.
which can be part action, part drama, or if you do it right, part comedy.
The best.
But I mean, does that answer questions? I mean,
It was more on the dice mechanics. They were going, oh, so 4 pluses is a crit, and I was saying, well,
Okay.
not necessarily.
valid
Depends
question.
on the-
So each during character creation, they had 6 points to arrange across the 4 stats. You could have a 0 in something and a 4 in something else. You could drop something down to -1 to give you 1 extra point, but basically those 6 points have to be spread. And those, whatever stat you're invoking gets added to your dice roll. So like if you had, actually put these dice here, just roll those and I'll explain how it works. So let's say this is Mandy's action roll. She's
had
got
that
2 pluses and 2 blanks. So that is a 2 right there. Not a bad roll. But then if she's using her action stat, that 2 turns into a 4.
'Cause I have a 2.
And then if she wanted to use a stunt on top of that, that would augment her dice. She could. Any of the players can invoke something related to their high concept, which is basically like Werewolf Lounge Singer or 1940s RoboCop, Bug-Eyed Madam.
Don't call me that.
If you invoke one of the things about your aspects, you can adjust the die roll even further. And if I compel them to invoke one of the negative things about their high concept, they get fate points back. Does that kind of answer some questions?
We need more of
Yeah,
that.
that should be-
Yes.
Yep, we do.
But yeah, basically, you want more pluses than minuses
More
pretty much
tokens,
all day, day. And that concludes this introductory lesson about the mechanics of the stats in Nitrates. Fate Accelerator. Also, I'm just going to say Fate, I've played a bunch of Universal systems over the years, and I like how kind of malleable Fate is, because you can literally do anything.
It feels a lot like Dungeon World.
Yeah, yeah,
or
for
the
sure.
Oh,
Apocalypse World
extremely.
engines.
Yeah. So good on you, Evil Hat. Also, if you're into the system, they do a Dresden Files RPG based on Fate Core.
So want to play.
So if that's your jam, go on over to evilhat.com, I think.
I should do a Buffy one.
What? What are you
Should
doing?
do a Buffy one.
I want to know what's happening in the game.
Okay, where were we?
She's ready.
Yes.
I was just trying to get an idea of what
Just
kind of action, and that answers the question. Whatever kind of feel like.
Yeah.
So he
Are you
is.
gonna try and outmonster it? Or are you gonna just try and punch it? Are you gonna
Oh, I
tell it
think.
it's got a small penis?
Well, I'm gonna be thinking.
Grab
that,
a champagne
either
bottle.
way. Yeah.
Throw a drink in its face?
I think since it's got that gun, I am going to get low and charge. All shoulder in. Because I'm kind of large.
Stocky.
So, right.
Big
Big bone.
big cartilage.
I was like, that's not really bone.
Big
Big
cartilage.
cartilage. So yeah, I'm gonna.
Elvom, did we already give you props? Elvom?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sorry.
So yeah, so that is how I am going to do that.
There's shadow people and shenanigans going on.
Which
is my
people.
setting for Fate Core. Sorry. Not
Oh,
sorry.
I hope I don't get any of the shadow on me.
So,
Still a plus.
okay.
That's a 3.
And you were trying to disarm it?
Thank you. No, I was trying to hip check. I was hip checking, or well, not hip checking, but shoulder checking, and take it down.
Okay. You actually somehow managed to find a solid part of it.
Oh.
As it is kind of moving around someone, and you do knock it to the ground, but it kind of immediately tries to reform.
Ooh.
However, it has dropped its whatever it is.
Well, that's good. And I'm not in another dimension, which I was half expecting. So.
So yeah, that's your turn.
Great.
Or that's its turn, I should say. And it's actually, there's one moving towards you all.
And there
it's-
was a door of nothing.
Well, there's the door, but beyond the door, it appears that there is nothing. Might not be the only way out of the restaurant, though.
Because last time I checked, there was something outside of the restaurant that wasn't that.
Yeah, there was a street there.
And as-
cars.
As there is one coming closer to you,
Oh
it's,
no, the chief will be so mad I lost the car.
it's beginning to take...
It was built special for me.
Actually, hold on one moment.
I want to hear Robot crying.
Well, I imagine it'll be like whenever he like has a freak out in the movie and he's just like,
And it's just static noise.
yeah.
It sounds like a modem.
No, but I feel better inside, thank you.
A dial-up.
It's taking out some more.
But
of the
something's
people
coming
around
towards
you.
us,
Yeah,
though?
Yeah,
Well, I'm still very monstery.
yeah. Okay,
So
you're up. if you
they're
wanna
both very valuable to me. So I'm going to spin around in front of them and, like, dive at it.
Be. Okay.
Oof. That is only a 2 to horror. Hey, table reroll.
Hey,
If
table
nobody
reroll.
mind. Saving some of mine because I'm an asshole.
That's all right.
Although I don't know if Big Bad Wolf is that still in effect as well? Like, is it stay for the
no.
scene, or is it only when you activate
It's
it?
only when you activate it.
Got
I
it,
think,
okay.
Technically, that's what makes it a stunt.
Okay, so that was even worse. So I'm just gonna,
Also, in my defense,
It's the same.
yeah.
okay. So nothing happens. How does nothing happen?
Probably
nothing.
dive right through it and just like go skidding across the floor.
Cool.
Probably end up tearing up my own dress that already needs to be replaced.
We'll have a shopping trip if we make it out of this alive.
Do you want to go?
Well, she's trying to feign kind of helpless
Mm-hmm.
right now because she doesn't, no one other than these two know.
Oh, jeez, I'm just a help. Activating defense mode.
So she's trying really hard not to be like,
Nunchucks armed.
Sure.
so she's kind of like,
Well,
probably like got her arm on Castle and being kind of
and he's like, "Don't worry, doll. I'll get you out of this. I promise." Well, my name isn't William Castle.
oh, I know, you're so brave and strong.
I've been called worse. Ha!
I'm like, I've skidded across the room. I'm still like,
Hiding in plain sight.
Exactly. Wait, did you invoke that, or is that
That's just a thing she can. That's
That's
just
okay? Fair enough.
what she's doing.
All right,
What?
Stardust.
Back to me?
Yes,
Uh,
because you defended, and now you get to do something.
right. So that guy thing, creature thing,
Shadow creature.
right?
they're people too.
They're people.
No, they're clearly
They're
not.
actually really not. It is now.
They're nightmare creatures from beyond reckoning. This spring on Fox.
Where is it? Am I on the ground? Is it? Has it?
You
I mean,
you knocked it down and then it kind of reformed over you, and it's looking for its apparatus.
right. So I'm on the ground. It's above. Where is its apparatus?
On the ground next to you.
So it's next to me. So I can grab it.
Giggity.
You totes good.
Oh, I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah.
You're gonna grab its apparatus.
Oh yeah.
Both hands. Or
How
just
do you
one?
think I got in charge?
Are you winking?
Somebody's got to be in charge. So yes, I am going to try to grab its apparatus.
Okay. I'm not even gonna make you roll. You grab its
I was-
apparatus
Do I need
because
to-
it's right there. No. You can
Yeah,
you
okay.
can pick it up.
It's like, as I could turn it into a horror if we wanted.
Right.
Yes.
So yay! I grab its apparatus and point it at the creature.
Actually, wait. Hold on. I'm gonna make you roll for this to overcome
Okay.
that and get that. So
Okay.
I guess that's action as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
mean-
roll plus action.
I try to make it funny, but
Well, I mean it's the same. I mean you
No.
could make a joke about grabbing its apparatus while you're doing.
I think we
it.
just did actually.
Well, let's rewind it
many
until you're
jokes.
doing that
Okay,
as
right.
you're grabbing.
All right, so I'm on the ground. I see this creature above me. I see its apparatus to my right, and
You gonna say something to it about grabbing its apparatus?
I'm gonna at a +2, and I'm gonna say, well, somebody's got to teach these girls how to grab an apparatus. I'm the best. And can I shoot it?
No, you can.
Okay.
You can just grab it this turn, but that's okay.
So I grab it.
Because now it's descending upon you. Also, over the chaos, you kind of hear Rupert Fury on stage, still stock still, kind of also with a weird illumination around him, speaking something that none of you have ever
It
heard
is
before.
upsetting.
It's like it's backwards and it's modified and it's not. It's unspeakable horror from beyond imagination. The spring on
Oh.
Fox. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, continue.
Okay.
Pretty much got that one.
I has ideas.
Cool. Murphy.
All right. I mean, I want to do cool things, but I'm in full robot cop mode, so I'm just going to continue to shoot. I've got an apparatus, so I'm going to shoot a shadow guy with it.
Cool.
There you
Because
go.
I'm just totally clearing out that drug den.
All right.
Someone told him it was a drug den.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's so that's 1 plus my 4, so that's 5.
Okay.
As I just wrote full RoboCop
Does he even
out.
need to roll, really? I'm just kidding.
He could roll nothing but
He could.
but minus symbols, you
That's
know.
true. That's true.
Or I could roll particularly well.
Yeah, and then that's when you turn. If that happened, it's because I'm firing at somebody who's an executive at CCP, and I can't and I can't shoot them. I can't arrest them for anything.
I'll allow it. Okay, so you shoot one of the shadow people, and it's very weird because it just instantly blinks out of existence.
Ooh.
It's like somehow hitting it with a full brunt of the apparatus is just like it never existed.
Wow. Is it like television?
Yeah, let's go with that. Canon.
Canon.
And actually, as soon as he does that, you seem to see a little ripple in the void outside. Well, you see a little bit of ripple in the void outside. There's like a little bit of street light that comes in.
Oh.
Castle's like, see, I told you.
While this is happening, she's kind of trying to like calculate if there's anything programmed into her, like if she knows anything about these monsters or creatures.
I don't know. What do you want to invoke an aspect?
I don't have one specifically for.
Well,
her.
you always know you have that though, where you
Yeah.
know stuff. Okay.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah,
can-
but she's an android, so she's got to have something programmed.
But you're an
She's-
acting android, so
Yeah, but
They
she
didn't
wasn't
program
built.
us
An
with knowledge of the
asteroid.
world.
Yeah.
An actual.
But she wasn't
Asteroid.
built. That wasn't what she was built for.
it's true. Well, tell me what your aspects are, or the invocations of your high concept.
Vain emotion, knows just the right thing to say, and memorization. So maybe it's something she memorized.
Sure. If you want to spend a
From-
fate point, I'll allow you to.
I was in that movie where I play a scientist.
No, this is probably something she remembers from her days being
From the old country?
from the old country.
Yes.
Okay.
Roswell.
Yes. No.
There was some experiments done towards the end of the Second World War in the Eastern Bloc that dealt with teleportation that didn't end very well. definitely opened a door to somewhere, but
They all disappeared somewhere in Siberia and were never seen again.
something came out. So yeah, that sure seems like what this could be.
I'm just kind of like trying to get her attention because
Okay.
I'm like, you might have something to help, but I have to get to you, so because you're across the floor now.
Yeah. So it seems the guy on stage, what he's doing is kind of like invoking all of this. Can I run up on stage and try and grab another microphone and sing over him?
Yeah, you can.
Good.
That feels like comedy, though. No, it's not comedy.
Is it drama?
It's drama.
That's drama.
I gotta save the day the only way I know how.
Yeah.
And that is how you use drama.
That is deep plot. Dang!
There's nothing more dramatic than
So
a
if that's a
werewolf in a
4?
dress singing.
Okay.
In a strategically ripped and stained dress.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously. Ripped in all the right places.
Of course.
So you take the mic that he's speaking into or another one? Because his
Well,
words...
I imagine I don't know what's up with him. I'm
Okay.
not sure I really want to get in next to that.
Okay.
So I'll grab
There's
another
definitely another
microphone and
mic on
just be a
stage.
lot louder than
And
him.
there's the boys. Remember?
Mhm.
The
All right.
boys, they know everything.
Let's do something upbeat this time, boys. Let's do Sunny Side of the Street. Yeah, so, yeah. Let's see. Hang your coat and grab your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street.
And Castle takes his cigar out of his mouth. He's like, she's going to be big someday. You mark my words.
If she can
Assuming
remember
we
the
all get
words
out of here
correctly.
alive.
Yeah.
If she can remember
If
the
we
words,
survive the
we'll be
night, you're all famous.
She just needs to work on the memorization.
I'm a little stressed and furry right now.
So you do that, and I think there's one remaining shadow creature, right?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's the one you got, there's the one you tore up, there's the one you nuked, and then
Oh,
there's...
right.
I
there's
dove
one
through one.
like wrestling with you. Then that's the
Well,
only
I already.
left.
Oh, right, because you've got the apparatus, but you
Right.
haven't fired it on
Right.
it
So that means 2, right? Because I didn't actually.
No,
yet. One plus one
Plus
plus...
2.
No?
No.
When will then be now?
They both took one out,
Right.
and he took one out at the beginning.
So 3, so just one more.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
just
should
the
be
one that
one.
Okay,
you're
so just the one that's
Okay.
that's lurching over you. Lurch. Okay, well, it's your turn, so
Well,
Saw
I'm
the Addams
gonna,
Family come in.
fire
fire the apparatus.
the
And
apparatus.
you're just gonna grab onto it and fire
I'm
that
gonna
apparatus.
grab onto it. I'm gonna wrap my finger around
the base.
the-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna insert my finger into the.
Yeah, you gotta
I gotta actually get it
Yeah,
in there
get it
first,
in.
and then I gotta feel
you
it.
gotta find it.
I gotta
and then-
find it. I gotta
Squeeze
apply
the
a little
shit.
pressure, not too much.
Yeah, not you don't want to.
You don't want. Yeah, you gotta be careful. So you gotta
It's a
you gotta
delicate-
time it right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
very
Who knew that
delicate.
the internet could be dirty? You know, that's what I want to know.
We're talking about proper trigger
I'm
Apparatus?
gonna
discipline.
shoot
Yeah.
this shadow creature.
Well, do it.
Okay.
Roll.
God.
Ooh.
What the?
Swing and a miss.
Well, to be fair,
Actually, wait. Hold on. Let me
it's
see how much of a miss it was.
covered in shadow slime.
you also have your fate.
I actually do. I'm probably.
Do you want
And
to
there's
reroll?
there's a table fate. I already
Yeah,
did
actually,
that
why don't you
too.
go ahead
Yeah.
and take one of those
'Cause
reroll?
That's a bull crap. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. That's better.
Okay.
Let's
Plus
see.
your
Now a 3.
Okay. Okay. Well, you take a chunk out of it. You wing it, and it kind of starts to sizzle. One of its arms is gone, but as it in its death throes, it's reaching out to you, looking around wildly. The void outside is beginning to break up even further, and you can see police lights circling around and crackling over your internal intercom. Murph, what's in there? Over. And top of the round, so it's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I mean, I'm still RoboCopping out and shooting all the baddies.
Do it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shoot that weird shadow dude. Ooh, that's gonna be So that's
We got the same rolls.
yeah. So that's a 2 for me.
Okay. You actually just miss it.
I'm gonna.
So there's a weird burst of anti-light that goes right past you to the back wall, and again, there's nothing there.
Too sunny, too sunny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say RoboCop doesn't miss.
Oh, okay.
RoboCop does not. He's programmed to keep the peace. Much better. That's that would be.
I can't reroll, so.
That's a 5 then.
So in your mind's eye, you feel like it's going to hit you, and this is going to be the end of your singing career. But in reality, that burst of anti-light hits the shadow creature, and it lets out an unearthly, imagine whatever you will.
And then I take the projector and I go and stick it in the thing in my side.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. On stage next to you, Fury kind of begins to trail off, and you can see a little bit of life return to his eyes, and he looks at you and he says, "Help me," and he collapses. And then the void outside is gone. You can hear sirens. You can see the flashes of news cameras going off, and the door finally gives way, and William Castle rushes out and he says, "And that is how you do fundraising, ladies and gentlemen."
Are you serious?
I have words. If I could talk to you. Just,
You better.
yes. And you, darling, I remember you in House on a Haunted Hill. You were wonderful. Please.
William Castle, we need to talk.
Uh,
I think you have some explanations. You owe us.
The police will handle it from here,
I
ladies.
I have
hardly think so.
well, no. It's my civic duty to help out law enforcement, and I dare say that the party's just about over. I'll pay for any damages, of course, including that sort of nothing place in the wall now. I don't know, put a frame around it, maybe.
This lady needs a new dress.
Yeah,
I
she
should
really
say
does.
she does. Lenora, you have my sincerest apologies.
It better be more than that.
Well, why don't we all go downtown and answer some questions, and perhaps we can shed some light on this whole thing. Do you see what I did there? It was a joke because of shadow people. You see what I did there.
I don't understand.
I'll draw a picture for you, boy. It's quite all right. So yeah, the rest of the LAPD show up. In the background, you see Lieutenant Silverman, who's actually one of the NPCs that is given in the Nitrate City book. He's really freaking cool.
Got the name Silver though, so I'm gonna stay away from him.
Yeah, he's not especially fond of your people because he's also a golem.
What do you mean, my people?
I mean, you lounge singers.
Oh, okay.
But
He doesn't like entertainment.
he is in charge of the night squad, and he is definitely issuing orders to cordon off the block. There is a unique defense against the flicker effect that most officers are armed with. You have kind of a failsafe built into you. Sodium lanterns somehow keep the flicker effect at bay. In
Ooh.
fact, in the game world of Nitrate City, the area south of Los Angeles that some might call Anaheim has an enchanted kingdom which is completely ringed by sodium lamps to keep the inhabitants inside.
It's a small world.
It is a small world after all. So the
Lieutenant, we have
Slung-
one suspect. Suspected of summoning shadow creatures.
well, fine work, Murphy. Take me to him right now.
Sure.
And Lieutenant Silverman he's probably about 5.5 feet tall, but he is just ripped. He is huge. He barely fits through the door without kind of tilting to one side.
Should have look at a door for reference.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly.
Like,
He might
how
be-
big is a door?
Yeah.
How big is a door?
I don't know, Chad, how big is a door?
How long have I lived? I'm not sure how big a door is.
What's the meaning of life?
Don't ask chat because you often make a canon.
That's all right. Wait, like for the real world or just in game?
Yes.
All doors in Nitrate City are this big. It's a city ordinance.
Well, you've got to be inclusive. There's a lot of monsters here that are of varying sizes. Some of us have a hard time getting through doors.
So,
Just saying.
as you go inside with Lieutenant Silverman, there's a doctor that follows behind you. He goes up to Fury, who is on the stage, kind of shaking back and forth, and like he's shivering. They throw a blanket over him. They shine the light in his eyes, and they're not following. And he's not in a really good way right now. Castle is more than happy to go with the Night Squad to answer some questions. The gorilla from earlier comes up to you kind of head in hand, and he's like, I'm very sorry, Miss Simmons. We got to take you downtown so you can answer some questions.
I'm not sure I know much, but sure.
Well, you were here, and you're one of the only survivors, and we just got to make sure that everybody's statements
One of the
match
only
up.
ones?
Survivors? I mean, it came in over the wire. People were getting...
There were only, I thought there was only a couple. I don't know.
Those cannons got a lot more people in the fracas. Because
Yeah,
all the
well,
running around and
She wasn't paying attention.
the Mars attacking. Oh, okay.
It's a terrible smell.
Same goes with you ladies as well. I hope you don't mind, especially you, Miss Malloy. We know you're
I'm busy. Yes, I'm a busy lady.
Rep-
I'll go with you.
Okay.
That's fine.
all right. He stands up to his full height and he's like, "You too."
You and what army?
Just go, please. I don't want any trouble.
Oh, he's a very nice officer.
He's fine. Trust me, if I thought he was trouble, I wouldn't let you.
You're all trouble.
There's a shred of truth in that.
And there's actually you feel a little jab in your ribs from about 3 feet from the ground.
No.
It's a service pistol, but there's a certain scent that you recognize coming from it. We don't want any trouble now, do we?
I thought you weren't allowed to carry those anymore.
Well, you know. Just get in the car.
I bought it with me own gold.
I did. I brought it from home. And yes, they take you downtown, and you're held in some cells for a while. Is there anything you guys specifically want to ask him?
Everything.
Please state the nature of your association with Monsieur Fury.
Oh, you're asking Castle?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's the damnedest thing. I went and saw one of his movies at the silent movie theater. It was terrible. It was some artsy-fartsy piece of bullcrap, pardon my French, about some clown dancing around in front of a magic lantern. And next thing I knew, signed him on as my first AD for my new picture. I don't remember why, but I can tell you I've had much more suspect business meetings with a little bit of liquid courage, if you know what I mean, and made much better decisions. So, no guess is as good as mine, officer.
Wait a minute. This fella's still conscious over there?
Oh, you're there?
Oh, I don't know. Am I there? Sorry. Am I there? Can I? I'm
No,
not there.
they're
Why did we let this person in to the
I just like
interrogation?
show up. I just like pop through the window. Like, hey, I got some questions.
Well,
She's just
actually,
really loud.
I'm just really
Don't you have something there about
no, only vision. Oh, well,
Well, no,
wait.
you've
Oh,
got
wait.
other things there that you could do to try and get back in there if you want to ask him about shadow people who tried to kill you. Think of it this way. You're probably never going to play this game again, so...
So you might as well
Go
get
balls
him
out. Well, I don't know. If you really like Nitrate City, you should let Dom know. Just saying. Unless, Dom, you're watching...
At Saving Throw Show.
At Saving Throw Show on Twitter, or, on the Facebook page. Yeah, if you like what
The
you're seeing.
Book of Faces.
The Book of Faces, which is also an artifact in Nitrate City. You don't want it. Believe
Like
me.
the Necronomicon?
The girl
The
has no
worst.
character name.
It's the shittiest yearbook ever.
And here is Ash, and he got his chainsaw arm. His quote is, "She bitch, let's go."
Yeah.
He was voted least likely to succeed.
Yeah.
You got real ugly.
Oh, that's just pillow talk, baby.
Give me some sugar.
I mean, if you want, you can invoke your calling in a favor to be like, hey, Lieutenant Silverman.
Right. Oh, because he's talking to. Well, I thought he was talking to Castle.
No, Castle was like, I'll go downtown and answer questions.
Right.
But before he leaves, I'm guessing you're talking to him on the sidewalk, or no? Let's wreck on that. No, they have Castle and Fury inside.
Okay.
They kind of got them separated,
Got
but
it.
this is a secure location. Also, the Ghost Waiters are back, and they have no idea what's going on as you walk by. You're like, hey, it's like we just blinked out of existence.
Well, they are ghosts.
Well, don't be insensitive.
Blinky.
Oh, Clyde. So I honestly can't tell you exactly how this young man came to be here tonight. I hate that that's the case, officers. I'm not trying to hinder the process or anything, but I'm as confused as you are. I was present tonight. I am aware of all the conversations I had, but it was almost like he put the idea in my head that he should be here. Almost like he inserted a frame into the film without my noticing.
I think I am going to try to pull Silverman aside.
Okay.
Do I have
So,
to-
yeah, that's a fate point.
I was going to say that's a fate point. All right, so.
Well, now here's the thing, because you got cops on the take, I think, is one of your things, but then,
then, well, I'd
for
say
your
I-
stunts,
Well,
that,
yeah.
this counts
Murphy
for
could also be on, like,
Could he?
have some weird shit going on.
that. I think
with
to,
it.
I think it's
evoke
fine.
Oil
Silverman,
can.
that's definitely that.
They call it the oil
It's
can.
helpful ally, or?
Helpful ally.
So yeah, so I'm going to pull Silverman aside. What's his first name again?
Isaac.
Isaac. So I'm going to be like,
Wait, hold on. I'm going to give y'all a little flavor text about Isaac
Ooh.
Silverman, if I may, if you
please
don't mind.
do. It's always helpful.
I won't stand for it.
Flavor
Unacceptable.
text.
I said no.
Lieutenant Isaac Silverman was a Los Angeles beat cop who'd been an MP during the war when the flicker effect transformed him into a gleaming metallic guardian straight out of Jewish legend.
Ooh.
With his spotless record and sterling reputation, because he's silver,
I get it.
he was
I
able
don't
to
get
stay
it.
on the force despite his altered nature, especially after police authorities realized that he was completely obedient to their commands and could in fact be immobilized by taking his badge away because he's a golem. So yeah, I don't know. He's also really cool looking. You should go to the Evil Hat website. I think there's a picture, and if not, I'll put it up on Twitter later. So yeah, so you walk in and there's this big golem, silver golem of a man who's standing over Fury, and he's like, "What's your end game? What are you hoping to do here? Blah 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 blah.
And I'm going to.
Peas and carrots, peas and carrots. Exposition. Yeah.
I'm going to pull him aside and tell him. I wanted to call him, it's not Nate Silver, Isaac.
Isaac.
You know him well enough to call him Nate.
That
I-
number could be 538.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ah, now I'm super excited. Please make that. Please put that in the game. I want that to be a thing. God, I'm going to send it to a love letter to Nate Silver. Anyway, so Isaac, I mean Isaac. I feel like you got something a little out of your depth here.
Vera.
I'm a little concerned about this. I think you got to take this guy.
Excuse me for a minute. What are you doing here?
Well, I was at that party.
What were you doing at the party?
I was invited to the party
By who?
By a little shady individual who frequents my establishment.
And their name was?
Lenny, some last name.
Lenny Stewart.
Lenny Stewart.
Lenny Stewart.
Yeah, I didn't trust it from the beginning, but he was gonna pay me, so I went for it. But then he was talking something about taking me out and erasing his record. And that guy in there, he's not right. And he's got William Castle over a barrel too. He doesn't know what's going on, and I don't like it.
Interesting.
I need you to get to the bottom of it and not let him get to you.
Oh, you need me to do that for you?
Yeah, I do. My life was almost on the line tonight.
And what, pray tell, would happen if I didn't somehow say, step forward and protect your life?
Your side income would stop.
That was a low blow, Vera.
We watch out for each other. And if I'm dead, I can't watch out for you either.
Do me a favor. Go down to the station, answer some questions. I'll send an escort with you home tonight. Make sure this clown never sees the light of day again, okay?
Sounds good, but next time, don't insult clowns.
Some of my best girls are clowns.
Right?
Pebbles, bubbles, pubbles,
Pennywise.
pedals.
Penny wise.
Wise Penny.
Yes.
Ew.
The knockoff.
Ms. Penny.
It costs extra for
Wise.
the floating.
Yeah.
She does a balloon act. What do you
Yeah. I mean, they all
want?
float.
You guys, I have so many ideas. I'm not even.
Again, if you want
Establishment's
more
gonna be
Nitrate
real
City, that's at Saving Throw Show on Twitter.
It works. I do it all the time. I complain to Dom, hey, I'm not on a regular show, and now I'm going to be on a regular show.
I even
Fantastic.
to do a clown balloon act as Ms. Pennywise. It's gotta happen.
There we go.
Book me. I'll do it.
So as you exit the Musso and Frank's, Lieutenant Silverman
little
actually
monkey.
signals to a couple of plainclothes officers, one of which is a werewolf, one of which is a vampire, and they both kind of flank you, and they're like, "Ladies, please, we'd just like to come back. We'd like you to come back to the station with us. We'll make sure you get home okay, okay?
Oh, thank you very much.
As long as it's before the end of my shift." And he's eyeing you too, the other wolf guy. He's like,
Don't even try it.
"Try what?"
Isn't it easier to sniff her butt and get it over with?
That is a misconception.
That's a gross stereotype.
Ugh.
Oh, look, you're bonded.
After you, Miss Malloy.
I suppose I deserve that.
Please follow Officers Chocula and Fruit Brute.
Chief says you're not supposed to call us that anymore.
God. Oh, God.
And they put you,
So good.
they cram all three of you in the back of a patrol car and they take you back to the station. As your questioning of Castle goes along, he's like, it's strange. The more we talk, the less I remember about all of this. I'm happy to answer any of your other questions later, but please, I think it's best if I just go and rest tonight, okay? And Lieutenant Silverman nods at you. Let him go.
You are free to go,
Thank you.
but stay out of trouble.
Thank you, Officer Murphy. Have
He.
you ever wanted to be in pictures?
I am pictures.
Oh! God damn it, Eric. That was perfect. Just perfect.
We need to kill him and absorb his power.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to eat your heart and steal your
Joke's on
power.
you. Don't got one.
Oh!
Whatever internal organs will do.
Yes. Spleen.
I'm gonna go for liver so I can drink more.
Little gallbladder?
I was.
Just a little gallbladder.
I want the gallstones.
I already called it.
They look
No, I
like
said it at
corn
the same
nuts.
time.
Nope, I already called it. I'm louder. That's how that works.
Go for the lungs so I can breathe underwater.
Oh.
So, as you question Fury more, he's talking about sort of his... Well, actually, I guess I could do this in character, couldn't I?
You sure could.
It all changed in 48 for me, you understand?
I wouldn't know. I'm the same man I was.
And he kind of looks
That
at...
was facetious.
Is that
Uh-oh.
a joke? And the chief, who is also there, flips open his notebook, scribbles something, underlines it, sticks it back in his pocket, and kind of nods. I saw terrible things in the war, you understand? So many of us who went there came back, and we weren't the same. And I thought I'd beat it. I found my solace at the bottom of a bottle. And that day in 48 came. And the nightmares became real. And I knew that I couldn't take the coward's way out. I knew that if I turned out my own lights, that everybody else's lights would be in danger, and I couldn't. I studied film, you understand, for the army, so we could record the. He's having obvious trouble finding words. It's totally not me having a hard time making things up.
Worms, Roxanne, worms.
Yes. When I came back, I went to USC for a couple of semesters. I took some film classes there and learned some experimental filmmaking techniques from Europe. I decided I was going to try and make my own equipment and find ways to bring the truth to life. I just didn't mean I to do it so literally, and in doing so, I'm afraid I brought about a means to turn out the lights for good. You have to understand, there are things on the other side of the screen that are looking back at us, and they want what we have. But they can't move the same way that we can through here. There has to be things said. All words are magic. Math is magic. It's hard to explain. If you take me back to my apartment, I can show you my notes. I can show you where they come from. And I don't just mean in a big philosophical sense. I can show you the doorways that I've opened in Nitrate City to allow them to come in.
Where is this conversation happening?
This is Musso and Frank's. You're on your way back to the station.
I know, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hey,
Chicken barf!
barf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
would that
you
be
for
like what
following.
chicken bears do? Yeah. Anyway, that's
You-
what chicken bears do when I get to them.
That's
So
what they
there's-
always do.
There's a chill that cuts through Musso and
Adventures
Frank's
Wednesday.
that Silverman and the Chief definitely feel. Even the ghosts seem to feel it. And for you, it's kind of a ripple across your screen that takes a long time to resolve.
Yeah. I was. Your proposal is acceptable. But know this, and I'm gonna use my stunt
Do it.
scared straight to gain +2 to advantage to horror when I'm interrogating a suspect.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that's gonna just be a 2,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna say
It's not.
I have a lot of connections. I know a lot of people. I've put away a lot of bad men. I know where to put people that scares the bad men. I know how to make your life last long and be terrible. So do not cross me.
All right, Murphy. Calm down. Let's get you out of here, Mr. Fury. And take you back to your place. Let's have you stay at the station overnight just to keep an eye on you, all right? In case any more of these creatures come around, it's probably the safest place for you to be. So on the way to the station, what was the name of the radio station again?
KFLR.
KFLR. Oh, God. And that was the Merciful Sisters with Lucretia, My Reflection. Getting into the witching hour here on KFLR. Looks like the Devil's Rain is going to pass us by tonight. Here are some reports coming out of the heart of Nitrate City from Musso and Frank's about a little disturbance going on there tonight. We'll keep you boils and ghouls updated as news is made available. And now, I don't know. One of you make up a song.
Oh. Oh. Dang it. Oh, I got
Trent Reznor and his combo with their hit song Closer.
There you go.
It's just
You
all,
make me violate you. Yeah.
it's just like a
I've heard
Richard
that
Cheese
version.
version.
Yeah, exactly.
There is that.
Help me, the only thing that's good.
There
for
is a
me.
lounge version.
Is there?
I sing
Oh, yeah,
that,
it's
I sing
amazing.
that occasionally at Karloff's.
True.
No, there totally is a really incredible lounge version of that song.
And then the chorus is, I wanna, whoa, you like an animal. Hey.
Now, you guys find it. It's really
Yeah.
good.
It's probably Richard Cheese. That's
Probably,
what he does.
yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, but it probably would be. It would make
Now I
sense.
legitimately want to lounge sing that somewhere. Like,
Oh, yeah.
not
For
even
sure.
on this
It's
the
glorious.
stream. Like, damn.
Turn this crap off. I hate pop music anyway.
Pop.
So, the vampire is the one adjusting the mirror, which is funny because he can't see himself in it. So he's turning it to look back at you. You realize how lucky you ladies are to have gotten out of there alive, right?
Yeah, I think we have a vague understanding of what happened. Were you there?
I feel really lucky to be sitting 3 across in the back of the cop car.
Well, it would appear that Mr. Castle and his compatriot was trying to get rid of some of the unsavory characters around town. Not casting aspersions at any of you, but you were in a bad place with a lot of bad people.
Circles I run in, friend.
What you got, Nick?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Just standing
standing
up? All right.
because his chair.
And now a guitar solo by Nick Levy.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Mr. Castle's always been good at hiring just anyone, really.
I don't know, kiddo. All I know is there's a lot of people there that ain't gonna be missed. They ain't around no more. Hey, come on, lay off.
Lay off chocolate.
What?
Yeah. All right, Fruit Brute. The chief says, I know what the chief says. I'm just playing.
Your pet names are not amusing.
Yeah? What about you? You seem to have made it through all right. just by the hair of your chinny chin chin.
I hope you die in a fire.
I can say that.
It's still not okay.
But look, and he turns around, yellow eyes, kind of. He's full wolf, just unrepentantly. He's got a card in his fedora, which is the Ace of Spades. Look, just between you and me, wolf to wolf, did you observe anything there that was different, strange?
Everything. Especially the shadow people who didn't seem to actually be there. That's strange.
All right.
And also, it seemed to be something voice controlled because I was able to outsing whatever it was. That's as far as, and I work at Karloff's. That still wasn't normal.
He turns back around. They kind of look at each other. All right. When we get him to the station, let's put him in general. So you get to the station, and they throw you in a holding cell with a bunch of other women.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why do we have to be in a holding cell? What did we do wrong?
Honestly.
We're not suspects. We're just interviewing it. That's it.
Busy night in Nitrate City.
Busy night. Why are we being kept under lock and
I
key?
thought we was weren't we supposed to get
We're
a
witnesses.
blanket? Yeah.
We survived, as you
Shock.
pointed out earlier.
Hey, it's only temporary, all right?
It's not acceptable for temporary.
Find Silverman. God, it's so cute when you try to show allegiance.
So there's some quick conversation, and yeah, sure enough, Silverman comes hot on the heels of Wolf Cop, which you should watch, right?
Unless you have problems with Wolf Dick,
Oh,
then don't watch it.
Yeah.
good warning. That's fair warning.
Yeah, trigger warning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least they
Same
tried
with Into the
something
Woods
new
on
with the
Broadway.
transformation. Can I just say that?
Sure.
Sure, let's go with that.
All right.
Experimental.
And Silverman smacks him upside the head, and he opens the door, and he's like, misunderstanding. Apparently, we're supposed to treat suspects.
Whoa,
Never
whoa,
mind.
whoa,
No, right
whoa,
this
whoa.
way.
I
right
heard
this way.
that.
Do we need to have a talk?
No.
Isaac.
I'm just an actress. How could I be a suspect?
I'm not a robot.
Really?
Nothing.
Not a robot or nothing.
And as if on cue, as
Better be
soon
a
as you
great
see that,
agent.
or as soon as you say that, you see over your shoulder, over the Wolf Cop's shoulder, the gorilla who just kind of shrugs and is like,
This is
Hold
monster
your picture up.
profiling. It's monster
I don't-
profiling.
I'm not a monster though.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't.
That remains to be seen, honey.
"You had a run-in with a homunculus today. Do you realize how rare that is?
I barely know what those are.
This is the safest place in town for you to be right now. Okay?
Oh, why are they so dangerous?
I'll draw you a
Do they
picture.
program you to be stupid?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Coffee. Do you
So
smoke?
much coffee.
Smoke. I have cigars.
He sits a pack
smoke
of
cigars.
red apples down on the table.
Yes.
And comes back with a couple of styrofoam. No, you know what? They are the little Greek
There they are.
paper cups that you see like in New York City that say "Thank you for your service" or "Thank you for
Thank you
your."
for service. Yeah.
Do you have anything stronger to put in that coffee?
I do. I pull it out of my pocket.
Oh, she wants you to Irish up the coffee. Get off to the side.
That's insensitive.
Still not going to come work for you. But I appreciate it.
Hey, a girl can help another girl with a drink. Smoke my cigar.
And you're in an interrogation room, but you can tell that there's nobody on the other side of the mirror. You're definitely just
No,
there for the
right.
moment.
I'd hear them.
Exactly.
Nothing
so-
would go over my head. I would catch it.
I'm too fast. Or my reflex is too fast. Oh, Drac. You're so dreamy. So when you get back to the station, they wheel you into your little alcove, and the chief scientist, let's call him Blendell, comes up with his little circling gyroscopes, which are shining like lights all over you and stuff like that. He's like, "So, Officer Murphy, you had quite the evening, I'm told."
I dispense justice.
Okay, you can actually just unpin it. but-
Except I put it through
Okay, that's great.
the underside so I can't.
Anything new to add to your
More werewolf android fights.
well, werewolf guild creature fights, whatever we decided she was going to be. Anything to add to your database? Anything you feel you need to discuss? Anything difficult for you to rationalize?
The entirety of the building was transported into a different plane of existence, another dimension that lacked dimensionality.
I say, that's fascinating.
The suspects that I dispatched were semi-corporeal, but not traditional ectoplasm-based life forms.
So not ghosts the way that we've come to understand them.
No.
I say, were you frightened at any point?
I don't understand the question.
No, I don't suppose you would you, Murphy? Good. This is all very good. Now, we're going to scrub your banks, your databanks, see what we can glean, and we'll put you to sleep for the night. Is that okay?
I feel as if I need my databanks for this. We are not done with this case yet.
Perhaps the department's not done, but you've already done so much. Maybe it's better that you just didn't have to worry about it anymore.
As the primary officer on the scene, I feel I am in line for the investigation. It is my case. I wish to see it through.
I see. All right, Murphy. If you want to remember things, we can certainly help you with that. Thank you, officer. And wheels you back into your alcove. Good night. And from your perspective, like an old school TV test pattern comes up, like with the Indian and everything, which is what you see most nights. But after a little bit, that kind of starts to crackle and fade away, and you see the void that was outside. And as you're kind of sitting there, there are shapes in it that begin to take form, and you see the neon outlines as they one by one kind of come forward in the golden eyes, and then slowly they begin to take more recognizable forms, people you knew from your life prior to being Murphy. Do you have a wife?
Yes.
Okay, you see your wife, and she's there, and she's beautiful, and then she kind of melts away, and you can feel... You don't feel like your battery is recharging at all, and for the first time since you've become the automaton that you are, you feel a really palpable sense of mortality, as if your lights were going to be turned out for good. So, why don't you give me a horror check? I know what I'm trying to get.
Got dark while you're gone. Whoa.
Real bad.
Okay.
So that's a straight 0.
Okay. I didn't do much better. So there is that kind of flicker, and after a time, the shadow figures begin to fade back into the void, and then the test pattern comes back on.
So this is that scene where he's just like,
Yeah, exactly. Except your TV with arms and the evidence room, and that same night watchman's just like, I'm gonna watch my flying spaghetti monster programs.
he's like sitting there and he sees me like going, he goes, turns it up.
Nobody tells me nothing.
Twilight Zone is actually a news program.
Feels like it these days.
Scruffy ain't paid enough for this.
Life and death is a seamless continuum.
Into the turlet.
Yeah.
Scruffy gonna die like you lived. Not very well.
That's where we're leaving you for the moment. So you three are all alone in your evidence room with your Irished up coffees and your pack of red apples.
Yeah, I figure she's probably like de-wolfed at this point.
Sure.
So I'm sitting there, smoking my cigar, pulling off my flask. It's just the 3 of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Irish cop is gone, yeah? So no cops in the room.
The leper cop.
Oh, that's it.
Nope, I'm doing it.
Sensitive.
He's
Leper cop?
The leper cop.
He's not in the room, though.
No.
Okay.
He needs to just be a leper.
Whoa.
No, lepra cop.
I know, that's why. At
Leper
that
cop
point,
is a completely different cop.
then it would be, I feel like it would be acceptable. Okay.
He's on a different case.
But he's falling apart at the same time.
He is.
Oh!
But he is one of the funniest cops because he has everybody in stitches. That's not how leprosy works. I know that's
Yeah.
not how leprosy works.
Everyone likes working with him because he'll give them a hand.
Yes, that's right. That is accurate.
I mean, he
And
does
if
leave
you're
the room
ever
in
having a bad
pieces.
day,
that's
just ask him and he'll lend you an ear.
Oh.
Hey, you know, I got nothing.
It's probably best. No, let's move on.
He's good at tracking down suspects because he can lay a finger on them.
He's really fallen to pieces, though.
It is sad. So,
It's really sad when his tear ducts come out when he does that.
Oh, that's all right.
so, ladies, I feel like you might be holding out on some information you might have on Castle.
Oh, how so?
I just feel like if you've been around him this much, this often, and as intuitive as you are about things, that you might have picked up something along the way.
Well, I got contacts in the castle network.
There you go.
What do you want to know?
I want to know what the relationship with Castle and that Fury guy is.
I never seen him before.
No, never?
Never.
No.
Not once. He's not anybody important.
I find that really interesting that you would know that much, be that close with Mr. Castle and not ever having seen him before.
Oh, Castle never even mentioned him before. No, none of the agents have. I never even heard of one of his films.
And Castle seems on the up and up.
Castle's doing great. His movies are an all-time success.
Yeah, but him himself. I mean, I've had my experiences with him, but, you know, what are yours?
I mean, he's a producer. Keeps everything close. You know? Keeps it very fake.
Sure. I mean, I can tell you, ladies, I've had my experiences with Mr. Castle and the people that have come through from Mr. Castle, and Mr. Castle's not somebody that I would have expected to be up to all this kind of mess.
Oh, God, no. His movies do fine, but most of his movies are fake. He wouldn't do anything real.
Are you expecting he's just a pawn?
Oh, yeah.
I have to say I have that inclination as well.
All of a sudden, there's a
It
knock
doesn't
on the
help
door.
us get out of here.
No.
No, it does not.
And it opens, and Lieutenant Silverman is in the hallway, you can tell, but he's leaning up against the wall with his head down, specifically not making eye contact with you. And there is a
Typical.
kind of unassuming, balding man in a loose-fitting suit with a trench coat and a beard who comes in very matter-of-factly, kind of looks at all of you, sits down, puts its hands in front of him. I'm Lieutenant Phil K. Dick.
Of course you are.
And I will know if you're lying.
Whoa.
Are you psychic?
I knew you were going to say that.
Just jumping right to that, huh?
That's a joke, doll.
Don't call me doll.
Well, it's a funny trick, though.
Really?
Not in the mood.
You're right, it's all a game. I'm just here to answer questions. So, what brought you all to Musso and Frank's tonight?
Was invited.
Money.
Hmm.
Paid gig.
Mm-hmm.
What?
We don't have to spend chips for our invoke.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
we
you
do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just not yet. Nothing.
All right. Well, you got 26 minutes, so make it good.
All right.
We're not going to go. I've got 10 more minutes, and then I think I'm going to call it. But anyway, he is really fascinated by you. Were you in the service?
No, why?
Which service?
Right. No, exactly.
She's
the
a robot.
witch. No, it's the witch service, like on broomsticks.
Like Kiki's delivery service?
Yes.
It's
So
my
many-
favorite.
So many jokes.
In order, Totoro, Kiki, Spirited Away, Mononoke,
Yeah.
and the
Unacceptable.
rest. The rest are a tie.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Oh yeah?
Oh,
My-
Mononoke's way higher than that.
Yeah, Mononoke is my favorite.
Mononoke's pretty good.
And Howls wasn't mentioned?
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, how dare you not
And
mention each
Porco
and
Rosso?
every one?
Porco Rosso, I didn't
It's phenomenal.
I didn't
and
like it as much as I wanted, even with
Nausicaa
Michael
Valley
Keaton.
of the Wind?
Howls.
I
Just
didn't
saying.
see that one actually.
Howls Moving
We have it.
Castle.
How's
Pocoroso?
We have Porco Rosso, we have
Oh.
Nausicaa, we have
Yeah, yeah.
Howls.
Anyway.
I think.
I saw them.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, let's talk about our DVD collections.
Yes. As much as chat loves it when we go off on tangents, we're getting to the good stuff here. No, there's something about you that I can't quite. I'm gonna work on you. Listen, I'm just here to ask some questions about your evening, make sure all the accounts match up with what you've seen. Some of you came into contact with this apparatus your assailants were using. What can you tell me about those?
It disintegrated people.
Well, yes, unfortunately, we've seen the aftermath of that. It was you, right?
That was me.
You shot one of them.
I did.
Can you describe the experience?
Well, I put my finger in a hole. Delicately, I
Such as-
gently squeezed,
He's reading for background thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it fired, and then it kicked like a gun. It was a little weird and wasn't quite like a normal gun, and it shot the thing.
All right. Okay.
And disintegrated's being nice. It created a nothing.
All right. Well, seems as though you've all had a very exciting evening, and I'm sure you're all very eager to go home, but I hope you understand that we can't let you out just yet.
Why is that?
It's for your protection. There might be more of those things out there, and until we've understood exactly what we have to do next,
Is that why we were
What's-
going to get put in a cell?
that, unfortunately, was bureaucracy gone bad. Obviously, you're not suspects of anything, but
What's to say we won't
Obviously.
be safe out there? Why do you think we'll be safer here? They were at one lousy restaurant.
with this type of incident, we do try to keep the victims, people of interest, everyone kind of under the same roof for a certain amount of time, just to
Are
make
you
sure-
saying we're not free to go?
Well, see, sir, I gotta go apartment hunting tomorrow,
No, I've got a business to get back to. What are my girls going to
and
do
she
without
needs
me?
a new dress.
Don't you see the stress and how torn up it is?
We was gonna go shopping.
I understand all of these concerns, business and dresses and housing, was it?
Yeah,
It's important.
the place I live in's got some roaches.
Homunculi, I think, is what you're trying to say.
Depends on what side of the city you're from.
Too many.
Honestly, we're going to get a lot more rest
There
if
are
we're
lots
not
of bugs.
here. And you know how important beauty rest is.
Yes, I suppose I do. Let me see what I can do. Let me.
Can I use one of my things?
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to use animal magnetism,
Ooh,
which is a
okay.
plus to charm, which I'm guessing is probably a drama.
Yeah, it's not comedy.
No, it's really not.
Well, only if you fail.
Do you think this is a laughing
It'd be
matter?
comedy if it were me.
So that gives me a 2,
Okay.
unless
But don't you have a plus to that with your?
That is.
no, it's that even with that it's a 2. But oh, actually, yeah. How much with animal magnetism?
Oh,
It'd be
right.
like 4.
Yeah. We really shouldn't, but I'll talk to the powers that be and see what we can do. I just ask that you wait here patiently for just a bit longer.
I'm gonna like do like the finger under his chin. Make it quick.
No primal thoughts. Mm. Yes, thank you. And he leaves. Lieutenant Silverman starts to say something as the door shuts. But yes, you are left alone in the room. Towards the end of your fugue state, you kind of flicker back on.
No pun intended.
That's true. Yes, you sort of check back in at a time that is not your usual power cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear something about about suspect coming in over the intercom. You can hear the night watchman saying something over the intercom to someone, and he comes into the evidence room and picks up one of the guns from earlier and walks out of the room with it. As you all are sitting there kind of staring awkwardly at each other or whatever you're doing, the lights begin to flicker a little. You kind of just blank out.
Oh.
I have to say, I think it's an improvement.
Well, at least we know what straight answer we're getting.
Do you think they had to program the dumb blonde, or did it just happen naturally?
It's an exquisite code.
And then you click back in.
Oh.
Doing okay there, darling?
That's never happened before.
You
First time
feeling,
for everything.
feeling all right?
It's been a while since, anything's, didn't like it.
Circuit problems.
Not usually. Not common with it's not the same as a robot. A little different.
What could cause that?
They would have to know how it worked.
Interesting.
Great.
They'd have to know what they're doing.
Interesting.
It didn't even happen in the restaurant, So this has to
Right,
be different.
right.
I'm starting to miss Karloff's.
And for the record, no, the dumb blonde thing works well in this town.
It's still gross.
So as you're sitting there, the lights kind of flicker off again, and there's a weird smell of ozone, similar to what you smelled
Was
at
that
Musso and
you?
Frank's, but different.
Ladies.
The lights kind of get really uncomfortably bright for a second and then turn off completely. There's an emergency system of sodium lanterns that turns on in all the rooms, and you can hear the unclicking of the locks on all the doors. Not that your door was locked, but you can hear like methodical ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk outside. You hear voices pour into the hall, which were definitely the prisoners in the holding cells.
Right.
You think you see some motion behind the one-way mirror. And your door opens and Silverman's like, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of here now. And he grabs you and drags you onto the hallway.
Tell me twice.
Even the kind of thing that holds you in your alcove unlocks. So if you want to go free, you can.
Yeah, like the whatever magnetism.
Exactly.
So obviously I'm gonna go.
And your power is cycling weird. You shouldn't be awake now, but you have just enough juice to kind of keep going. You get out of the evidence room, and the night watchman is kind of walking transfixed down the pathway with the apparatus. Not like he's aiming at anybody, but he's definitely going somewhere. He eventually comes to a holding cell where Fury is, and he's kind of rocking back and forth. And you don't hear Fury's side of the conversation necessarily, but you see the guy point the apparatus at Fury. It fires, and you hear him kind of crackle out of existence.
Oh, dang.
Good riddance.
All at once, there's heavily armed police officers running, trying to apprehend this guy, and he's firing pot shots. And then you realize where the sort of power surge had come from, because kind of coming down the hallway on a parallel course with this guy is this woman who is encased in this electric bubble, and she's like, "This is a jailbreak, and you all have something I want.
Ooh.
Lights out!"
Oh, I love her.
And that's it. That's where we're ending it.
Into black.
Is that okay?
Gosh.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think she's swell.
So there we go. That was
Live wire in Nitrate City.
that was
Yes.
Nitrate City. Yeah.
Woo!
Thoughts?
It's an electric ending.
Yeah.
What happens next?
Yeah, I want to know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely a fun setting. Mac and I actually talked about this some time ago.
Oh, ages ago before it was even going to be on the show.
Yeah. So it's fun to actually take it out for a spin and see what it do. So yeah. So thank you all for tuning in for another episode of the RPG Exploration Society. What's coming on? Is it bi-weekly? Is it next week?
Tomorrow is Hoy Chummers.
Right, tomorrow night is Hoy Chummers, which is our Shadowrun show. Wednesday night is
Misadventures, which are weekly for a little while now.
Fantastic.
Yep. Until the Overlord Tom Lommel decides we all.
Werewolfery in that too.
Yes, so much werewolfery.
Thursday will not be NTMTO. It's another Crit Juice.
Okay, cool.
Crit Juice.
Very
Crit Juice
cool.
on
And
Thursday.
then Friday, I believe, is Wildcards.
Great. And then Saturday, of course, is Phoenix Dawn Command at 12:30 p.m. And, of course, if you're not watching live, you can always watch on our YouTube channel.
But do tune in to Phoenix Dawn Command, because that has Blythe and Michael, and I DM that.
And Josh Dempster and Robert Chan.
Yes.
Who's just
Well,
a
they're
little-
important too, but you guys are actually here at
That's
the
true.
table
That's
right
true.
now.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you for living in the
And we're
moment.
also doing a special charity.
Yes,
Yes,
that's right.
So, yeah, Saturday is a special charity event. So what we are doing is all of the donations that you put in will be going to Planned Parenthood. I am also going to be turning on the characters' flares for the very first time. So if you've watched it before, there is a negative and a positive flare for everyone. Negative is roleplay based and makes them extra awkward in conversation, more so than they naturally are. And then the positive helps them out in combat because they're really squishy right now. So please
Super
tune in.
squishy. I mean, I was expecting to die. I just didn't think I was going to repeat last season and die in the first episode.
I'm just,
Oh, well.
I'm
yeah.
just here to ruin your life, obviously.
No.
I don't know if I should call it beginner's luck that I didn't die in the first episode.
You guys had so many rerolls. You had
It's
so many
super
redraws.
weird.
Holy God.
So
Ugh.
yeah, that's this week on Saving Throw Show. Let's go around the table. Tell us where we can find you on the interwebs or in real life and stuff you want to pitch. Eric, go for it.
Hi, I am Eric, and you can follow me on Instagram at Mostly Shit if you want to see me there. And you can tune in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks maybe. I will be on Tom Lommel's new Wednesday night show, the D&D 5th edition show, which has a name that I keep forgetting. It's like Iron Fist Chronicles or something like that.
Canon now.
Okay.
We're telling you.
Sure, great.
I mean, he already picked a different name if that's not it, so I feel real bad. I'm sorry, Tom.
Sorry, Tom. We're not
Yeah,
sorry.
but you can tune into that when that kicks off at the end of this month.
I'm Mac Beauvais. Again, Misadventures, Phoenix Dawn Command. Phoenix Dawn Command is actually my first time GMing a game, so that's pretty exciting. I made it through one session, so this week will be session 2, and I have some interesting things planned for the players. We'll see if they survive.
I like those odds. Blythe.
Hi, I'm going to be, tomorrow I got AX5B on Geek and Sundry. Wednesday I got Misadventures here at 8. And Saturday from 12:30 to 3:30 I'm going to be on Phoenix Dawn Command. So it's going to be great.
And Mandy, you survived your first Saving Throw Twitch stream.
I did it!
Kid Stardust!
It was awesome to be here. I was very happy to be able to join tonight. My name is Mandy Moss, and yeah, you can find me on, basically at this point, I guess if you want to find me on Twitter, at Mandy Moss, MandyIMOSS, and hopefully back sometime playing again, because I had an absolutely wonderful time.
I want this to come back.
And
This is good time.
At
would love
Saving
to
Throw
come
Show
back.
on Twitter, just saying. And I'm Michael Holmes. You can find me on Instagram at Michael R. Holmes. A lot of
Michael underscore.
No, Instagram it's just Michael R. Holmes.
Oh,
So it's a lot of pictures of my
I'm not married
pets,
to him,
tabletop
right?
games,
What's your
and
Instagram?
food porn. And then why don't we talk on Twitter, and that's Michael _ R. Holmes, about the films of William Castle and retro 50s versions of pop songs.
Yes!
And
I want
follow
to go
my
to there.
my
Yeah.
Pinterest board, Tales from Nitrate City, which is on my Twitter feed right now. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. This was really fun to run, and I hope it gets to come back someday. And take care, be well, do good, and home safe.
Party on, dude!
San Diego's High School football rules!
Yay!